We're live with Night Talk with your boy and friend Joey C. What's happening? Another episode is we're on time, 11:15, 4 nights a week, Monday, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays is the Night Talk with Joey C. You got Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. You got morning show with CC Joe and Kahuna News. We'll wait till it picks up. People get in here. I don't think we got much competition tonight. Hit the like and subscribe button. Turn on your gifted membership. As you never know when someone feels generous, comes in here and decide to donate some membership. We're over 300 strong and growing. We're very grateful and we appreciate it. We'll just sit back and we'll wait. Some of our regulars come in here and then we'll begin the show. Don't forget, send chat, super stickers, buy membership. Get them here on Catalano TV. It's been a good week as far as being consistent with podcasts. Went on Alpha Swifty. Hello, Alpha Swifty. Good evening. How are you? How's everything going? You doing okay tonight? We're just waiting for some of the people to get in here. I mean, they know I come on, but but in their defense, I just posted the show. I forgot to post it a couple hours ago. So in their defense, it's my fault. I dropped the ball. Uh, I wasn't. I needed to stream. I didn't want to let people down, so I didn't have it up, so no one thought I was streaming. But I got to be consistent with the night show as well. We're not going to do the walk and talks. We got to do the night talk with Joey C. Vince, the lawyer, is down in Orlando, a few miles down the road here. Uh, that's what he told me. He was in Orlando. I don't know if he's here on pleasure, business. I don't know. I told him to reach out to me tomorrow, and if it's feasible. Maybe we could go out, come up there and visit with him, and hang out with him. Hold on. I don't know what's going on. But we'll see. Maybe he'll be in the chat tonight. Maybe he'll want to, you know, maybe he'll want to order some grub and send it to my house. I don't know. Maybe he'll feel like sending a big super chat tonight. I don't know. Maybe if I say, go Vince, screw Stuttering John, screw Stuttering John, Vince is the man, Vince is the man. Maybe he'll appear and say, poof, there's a $50 super chat. Poof, there's 25 memberships. Poof, there's a free pizza. Boom. No, I'm just kidding. Vince is all right. He's good people. He's all right. Vince is a good guy. I got no hard, bad feelings with Vince. He's a good dude. He's a professional. He's one of the best trolls you'll ever see. He sure rattled John's cage every time. Ain't no doubt about that. So that being said, I mean, how could you not like the guy? You know what I'm saying? He was good at that. Now, what I'm saying is, boy, where is everybody at? Very hard for me to put a timestamp. I'm trying to how to break this up in sections. We got moderators activity will be shown. Good. Pop out chat, timestamp, participant. This will be there you go. Mississippi and I are the only two here, what I can see. But actually, there's five people actually watching at this moment. Hit the like button, everybody. Doesn't cost anything. Hit the start. We gotta start getting more likes. Hubby, you don't need food from Vince, but money must definitely. No, I don't need. I don't. I'm all right. As long as we pay our bills, the rest is gravy. You know, boring, boring. Besides podcasts, everything's pretty kosher, boring. We don't do much. Just relax and just take it slow day by day. You know, quite a quite a quite a different from when you're younger. You're always on the go. You got more pep to your step. And, you want to see everything and go outside. And it's too hot to go out here in Florida. Forget it. Can't even. You go out here in the day, it's miserable. Humidity is terrible. And I'm surprised that Vince is right down the road, and I hope he's watching us. Vince, if you're out there, I know you were watching us this morning. Pop in the chat room, man. Let's chit chat a minute. Come on in the chat room and let's talk. Who else is on tonight? I don't know. I didn't even pay attention. Let me look. Let me hit the circuit. See who's on. I don't think anybody major's on, are they? I don't know if the Jason Bardo X, the board to death comes on at 12 o'clock, but that's 40 minutes away. I don't think Truly's still on, is he? I don't believe so. I think he's done. I don't think John's on. Let's find out. Let's see what's going on around YouTube. We can see what we're going to talk about. Uh, we're going to talk about probably Stuttering John a little bit tonight. I'm trying to find his last name. But I don't see Shuli. I don't think they're on right now. I think they were on a couple hours. They had hockey on tonight. They had he was part of the stream tonight, and those boys got a great laugh. All right, decent Diesel the Rottweiler. Welcome, brother. What's happening? What the? I like those little dancing people you got down there. What is that? Little emojis of a lady in red and uh and that's pretty cool. What's happening, man? What's going on? How you been? Everything good? Good to see you here. Let's rock this chat tonight. Let's have a good night talk with Joey C. I feel like I could be like a psychiatrist today. Miss Kitty, hello. How are you? Always good to see you. She's always prompt, always ready to listen to my BS and and she, me and her, we think the same. FSJ. That's dirt bikes. Diesel Row Wow dirt bikes. Yeah, you like riding bikes? Kahuna. We had a pretty interesting talk about motorcycles this morning. He's got a lot of motorcycles. He's got a lot of older bikes, and I've owned a lot of motorcycles in my life. I miss riding. Unfortunately, I don't know if I could physically do it anymore because I get lightheaded and stuff, and I don't want to be driving on a motorcycle and then I get dizzy and it's not like you pull over. You get a car, you got a little protection if you faint or something, or you get something. Do that in a motorcycle, you're gone. You know what I'm saying? But I miss riding. I really enjoyed it. I drove a lot of years in my life. Uh, I've had one wipeout in my entire life on a motorcycle. My first and only was about 3 or 4 or 5 years ago. I think it was 2017. I spilled the Harley. Going about 45. I misjudged a deer. I thought he was to run out in front of me. One of those back roads here in Florida, kind of right around 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. Yeah, it was very interesting, even at 45 miles an hour, to hit that pavement and skid and get the road rash. And the bike really not hardly minimal damage to the bike. I got to say, it banged up a lot of the chrome on the bottom. It bent my. I had to get a new a brake, a rear brake thing. It bent a little bit. Um, the pedal, and my gear shifter got a little bit off, but I didn't have to replace it. It went back into place when we took a steel pipe and it fell right back into place. It wasn't that bad, and a little bit of scratch on one of the chrome pieces towards the bottom, and then the exhaust pipe got scratched up. So you know, that's the only thing that happened. The bike went right behind me and skidded as far as I skidded. Pretty wild, man. At 45 miles, you hit that pavement, it's like, pow, man, oh, man, scary shit, scary shit. And I was gun shy, I'm usually not. I hesitate to get on a bike for about 6 months after that. Then I said, "I gotta do it. If I'm gonna do it, I gotta do it now. If I don't do it, forget it." Cape Coral House Cape Coral housing market is crap. It's a Some of the Cape Coral is, not too nice of areas, man. It's really Cape Coral is, like, right on the outskirts of, Fort Myers. It's all part of Fort Myers, I believe. They got little cities and town inside the town of Fort Myers. So, but yeah, I mean, he didn't live in a real bad area, but he was just an average. His house is just in an average market, regular street, an everyday type street. I mean, I didn't see no trouble out there, but daytime you don't see trouble. All the trouble's at night. That's the best place to go look when you want to buy something, a house. If you got any negative information about a neighborhood, you go at nighttime. You don't go during the day. During the day, all the drug addicts and all the crackheads are sleeping. They come out at night. That's when all the crime is. That's when you go and you prowl around and you see who's lurking on your street, see what robberies are going on, a lot of police action. Then you know. That's how you get a real take on if you're going to buy a house in an area that you're unsure about. Never go during the day because it's too easy to cover it up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's sleeping, and nighttime. Everybody's normal people are in bed, business people, and people getting up for work in the morning. But all the riffraff are out at night. And that's what you got to do. If you want to find out what type of neighborhood you're really going into. And that's how I did it. It works for me all the time. So I don't know. It's just good advice. It's common sense. I mean, I think really. It's not like I invented it or something. Not my idea. It's just common sense. Good old common sense. if you look up a place you're moving, a zip code, and, census gives you pretty much a lot of information, or, you just go to the local, uh, website of the town, and there's always the local news in there, and you can find out what's going on. And Crap Coral is not not like one of the best places in Florida, plus night walk. Yeah, walkers, plus night walkers, that's right, like me or something, you know? You never know, but it's true. I heard Chad Zumach's a night walker. Heard he's like a regular pro at it, huh? Interesting. And then I heard tonight that Gino Visconti had a great night with Super Chats. One of, Brennan's someone that hates Brennan so much just jumped on Gino's bag because Gino hates Brennan. I was giving him big Super Chats just to piss off John and, Brennan. I like that. So John keeps praising Brennan, and he's just gonna keep losing money. He's an idiot. He's an idiot. Rob Saul. How many people really know Rob Saul? Now, my very first encounter with Rob Saul wasn't good, but, he's all mouth. He pretty much yeah, I like it because he's sitting there calling me all kind of names and drug addict on Twitter, sending me, I'm a crackhead, I'm a felon, he's gonna make phone calls on me, I better look out. And then someone slammed some stuff on him on Twitter that he was a felon. He shut up, he disappeared real quick. Ah, what an idiot. You talk about his moron. That's a moron. Rob Saul. John is the worst of the worst. Saul's got him beat by miles, millions of miles, you know? I can't stand him. He is an here. Logic is logic. Facts are facts. And there's just no way to dice this up or even think to consider any out to make him look better in. Here's a guy who nobody can stand from what I understand. He was fading out right when I first came on. Like as Levy Land was going off the air pretty much shortly after I merged into the internet, and Bob was shutting down that because he had Chris Sables and Rob Saul, and I think Bobby Fran was on there, and Jake Hudson used to go on there because he used to go read the super chat, and everybody fought with Rob Saul, and I didn't know nothing about nobody, but he kind of stood out. So all of a sudden, you hear what happened to him, and you sit there as a man, and even as a woman. A woman's got to look at this as like, there's no way he's a man. First of all, I don't think I know any men that would ever allow anybody that they invited into their home to give them a home, a roof over their head. And this guy was apparently a family member. He offered his home, red carpet. Here's my home. I'm going to go to work. We'll help you out. You get a job, and your family, and we'll help you out to get your feet, which is a nice thing to do for anybody if you're able to do that. So his cousin, I think it was, repaid him back in such the nicest way. God, oh man, I wish I had 10 cousins like not. He said, "Thank you for letting me have a roof over my head. And every morning when I send you off to work and you get up and we're having breakfast, and I'm gratefully thanking you, cousin, for letting me have the minute you hit that stairwell and into the car, I take your bride to your own bed and I slam her every morning. And she does all these things to me every day. And that's how I repay you back. So thank you." So he moves his cousin in. His cousin just don't move in. He moves in. He moves in all right. He moves in and he starts sleeping with Saul's wife. And I guess she fell in love because the next thing you know, his bags are packed. They're throwing him out of his own place. So if his manhood is gone, does any man that lets another man come in his house and do that? Even even if even if he would have just stood up and said, beat the crap out of the guy for doing it, then he's got respect because you can't prevent it if you're not there. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. But he didn't do nothing. He just left like a little girl, and he's sitting there bouncing on me. He's a freaking drug addict himself, and he talks a big game. I'm fat. Does he look in the mirror and see how fat he is? How ridiculous he is? This is the second time I've had an encounter with him. And he's got a mouth. He don't respect women. He hates women. Well, obviously, because, they bitch him out, and turn him into a bitch. He's a bitch boy, obviously, because, he can't defend his honor. And he's got nerve to sit there and, the old me would have kept going back and forth, and I went back a little bit, and I said, "What am I doing here? I'm way this guy's way beneath me, and got me beat by 1,000 times more of what he let happen to him." I can't find any frickin' reason to even give him any props or feel sorry for him, because I can't. He broke the golden rule. He gave his manhood up. He just let it go. So he must have liked it. Must have liked it. So someone asked him the other day, what was it? When he was on. I think it was John asked him. Was it John show? Do you got a girlfriend? Well, no, not really. But I used to have fire girlfriends. Dime pieces. With my ex-wife. Rob, let me tell you something. What happened after you got taken by your family member, who slid right into your bed and took your wife? You have been crying ever since, and you hide because you know you can't face nobody looking at the eye, because you can't. You can't look at me and say, "I'm a man." So here, my advice to you is stay the low cow that you are, the unprofessional moron, the amateur you are, and don't try to be something that you're not, because you're not. You talk, and every time he was bouncing. See, the only reason I said something, he was going after Mrs. Levy and Bob Levy. They're my friends, and he is just an idiot. First of all, Bob don't need nobody to stick up for him, but he's my friend. And that's what I do for my friends. Especially what I saw was Rob Saul. But Rob Saul is nothing but a mouth. You understand? A mouth. That's all he is. And I just don't get it. I don't get it. So and that's so I kind of said something. So when right away he came back, instead of really talk to me, he starts rapping on my wife. My wife has nothing to do with the conversation. I'm the one that said something about getting out of pocket with her, and he comes back with bouncing on my wife with nasty stuff. So that tells you right there, he hates women. Oh, he was calling you my your no teeth meth head lip wife that is a prostitute hoe, and yeah, he said, yeah, and I'm like, where did my wife's got beautiful teeth, and I'm like, where did you get your information from? And then he goes, "You don't want any of this. If you come my way, pal, it's gonna get really bad for you, right?" So that's a threat, but I didn't say it was a threat. So I turned around and said, "Listen." So I went, my favorite thing, look behind me. Like, if I was you, I would always be looking behind you. "You're threatening me. Aren't you a felon? I'm gonna make some calls on you and take care of you right now." And somebody put about an hour later that he was a felon and he vanished. He's an idiot. And most people that troll you, that come after you and accuse you of stuff, they're either that same thing that they're accusing you of, or 10 times worse. It's guaranteed. It's guaranteed that if they're trolling you that hard and trying so hard to throw you out there, even though you already threw yourself out there, it's because he is a worse criminal than I probably was. So, you know, whatever, Rob. So you are nothing. I wouldn't even break a sweat in my sleep. I have one arm tied by my back, broke down, sick, old. I wouldn't sweat anything that came out of you. I would laugh at you. I would laugh at you because I don't see a man. I see a little woman that let a man come in there and steal his wife right from his house, in his own house, in his own bed. How can you ever look at anybody when not only did he take your woman, he did it to her every day in your bed while she was kissing you at the door and saying, "Goodbye, honey. I'll see you after work." Bam, the clothes off and in bed. And he laughed, and they laughed at you, and they laughed at you. That's the best part. After they did it, they sat there and laughed and told jokes about you. That I promise you they did. Oh, that's funny. And I'm usually not I don't usually pick apart people like this, but he is a scum. He's worse than John together. And to see him and John together, what a match in heaven. John is so delusional. John is so desperate he runs around. I don't need no one to podcast. I don't pay people. I don't need nobody. But he's always, hey, come on, man. I'll send you a link. And John runs through co-hosts like most people run through changing their socks. Because if John don't get what John wants and hear what he wants the way he wants to hear it, he becomes a little baby too. I'm telling John. I was on the. I worked for Howard Stern for 10 years. 15. I was on Jay Leno. I wrote a book. I I I I I had a record contract. I wrote jokes for. I was a head writer for this. I was a head writer for that. Okay. I don't think of Kate Meany, but like a niece. I would never. Right, John. You're a pervert old man. That's what you are. A sick old man. You really got yourself in a stupor now, and I'm laughing so hard. Yeah, go and you call a lawyer. And you go call a lawyer on the guys who can bury you, who've been burying you on the internet for the last 2 years. You're gonna challenge them in court with everything you've said. You gotta be by far. I once thought maybe you had a little intelligence. That went out the door after you called this fucking attorney on the Shuley Network. They're gonna bury you in court. You're so stupid. And Vince, wait till Vince gets your nutsack in court. Oh my God, John, you might as well go back to California, go to Northern California, get on the top of the biggest mountain, and put a noose around your neck and jump off. That's about the only option you got left, pal. And I hate to say that, buddy. You are a degenerate. You're stuck. You're stuck. You're time warped in 1991 or two. And you go and you just think, and you keep going on. It's like I just watched a little bit of the Shuley that we're just now. I write a better book than Pac. Yeah, John. Everything you do is better than everybody, huh? How come? How come? How come? When I go in your chat room the other day, and I was saying some pretty horrendous things to you. Usually, when you see that, you'll say something. You'll make a fight. You just block me like a little pussy bitch. That's what you did, John. And then the next day, I go back. I'm unblocked. I say some more. You block me like a little woman. You won't bring my name up. What are you afraid? What's going on, John? I don't talk about you. I didn't say one bad word about you until you started running your mouth about me. And I even have said nothing. I'm just playing around. I'm just having fun. But what is it? Why won't you really put me on the list and talk to me? What is the problem, John? You want my answer? I know why. You only go after people you know, and without a reasonable doubt, 100% in your mind, that if you go and you start trouble with them, they're not going to come out and chit chat with you and start trouble and fight with you. If you go on someone's property and they're in a state that they're just going to kill you, that's going to happen. That's probably what's going to happen. Or they're going to call the police on you because they don't want to deal with you. But there's a couple people that won't call the police. A couple people that won't shoot you. A couple people that will be home, and you know that without a doubt. And the truth of the matter is, you're all talk. Instead of do what you should have done when you first came back, John. And you had an opportunity because you were gone for 8 months, and people were so excited to see you back, and they were figuring maybe you were going to be different. And what do? You go deeper and deeper in the hole. And you think you got a fan base? John, I don't really think many people got a true fan base, except for a couple shows. I really got to tell you that. You got a haters group, mostly all haters, that have to pay you to read to get into what they want to say to you. And to me, that's nothing accomplishing. That's not accomplishing anything. You think it's an accomplishment. You're the Duke. You're the Duke. I'm the Duke. Duke, 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 Duke of Earl, Duke of Earl. Stuttering John. John also hates women. Yes, Kitty. 100%. You could tell when a man hates women. Like Rob Saul was just talking about. He's almost got so many ways of the way he does things, just like John. And you see him with trying to be all fancy with his backdrop and his and his green screen and and he's trying to tries to like his face, like he put some kind of makeup on his face or something to glow, and and you could tell you could tell he's got those lips that where they've been around. You know, you can just look at him and you can see a female in both of them. John's starting to look like a woman. He really is. You put long hair on John, you let him grow out his hair, and put a dress on him, he would pass for a woman. I'm serious. He would. And Rob Saul already looks like he became an instant woman the moment he allowed another man to come in. And not even a stranger, someone that he probably a cousin that he was like brother, someone in the family that he loved, and he showed you how much he appreciated you. But not only did he pork your wife every day, he gave it to her so damn good that she fell in love and said, and then he said, and then they threw you out when he came over more. Oh, that's the kicker. And you didn't turn around and punch the shit out of him or fight him. And you think you would have done that, you would have got more respect. Not a man at all. Not a man at all. Now, either you like that kind of stuff, and that's how the type of man you are, and you let whenever you date somebody, you let them go. Other men do that to you all the time because that's what you like. Because you sit and you watch, and you're probably one of them closet watchers with the mirrors, and you get off on like that. That's probably what you are. That's how much of a scared rat you are. Because you can't defend your honor. Sidekick Chuck, my man, $1.99. Joey the Fluke of the Dabbleverse, J.K. Man. Well, Joey the Fluke of the Devil is J.K. Man. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I think I know what you're talking about. Is Dabbleverse said J.K. Man? I'm going to be dumb here. Joey the Fluke of the Dabbleverse, J.K. Man. Is this somebody? Oh, okay, okay. Just I'm seeing my wife. I don't. That's how dumb I am. I don't understand. I don't think you were talking about somebody else. I appreciate it, brother. I am the fluke. He's the Duke and I'm the fluke. I like that. That rhyme. I am always be the baby goat, no matter what. Can't take that away from me. Yeah, I'll be the baby goat. Always. He's the Duke. The Duke of what? I want to know. He's the douche of the Dabbleverse. My wife's pretty good. She comes up with some good ones. He's the douche. But thank you, Sidekick Chuck, from the bottom of my heart, brother. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Put on your gifted memberships because people say no one's going to gift me. That's not true. At Catalano TV, we got a lot of people that do gift memberships. I mean, one day somebody came in and gifted 30 memberships. A certain lady in the chat room, she gets up and she starts rolling. You can't stop her. She's unstoppable. You got some guy that showed up on a Saturday. He just bought 7 or 8 10-packs and just giving them out like candy. We got a lot of love here. We're 300 plus strong, man. We got to keep that. I got to keep you guys interested. I got to keep you guys wanting more and more. And believe me, I'm willing to go all the way in just to know you guys got my back. I like doing the night talk with Joey C, the chit chat with the chat. We get to know each other. We get to have some fun. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of that, let's hit the chat room right now. Awesome Ace Z. Rob is just John's yes man. Every time he's like, yeah, well, yeah. But that's what John wants. You got to be, it's kind of like Brennan. You got to be, you can't say nothing bad against Brennan. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. But Rob is definitely a yes man. But am I right? I mean, the men in the chat room, whether you're married, whether you're not married, whether you've had bad breakups, am I right about that fact? If a man allows what he allowed, can he call himself a man anymore? I mean, seriously, is there any redemption? I'm just talking from guy to guy, man stuff, guy stuff. Is there any redemption for Rob Saul allowing that to happen? I don't see it. That's like that's just in that department. That's just the ultimate rule breaker there. If you allow that, your manhood's gone. I mean, if I'm wrong and you guys got other opinions, please tell me. I like to chit chat about it because I'm being real here. I got the belief in the bottom of my heart that his manhood is stripped. I don't know. If I'm wrong, please tell me. Alpha Swifty, Hubby, I've been wondering why you don't do a show with Pops. Oh, Pops outside. Well, first of all, I'm not gonna have him in my house. That's number 1. Not because because I don't like him, it's because he probably ain't smelling too good, number 1, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna be sitting next to but I wanna go outside, but here's the problem. I don't know what he's really into. I'm sure being homeless and he's got a lot of people to hang out there, a lot of crackheads are out there. That's a fact. A lot of prostitutes are out there with him. And number 1, I don't wanna be live and catch them doing something like that, and it come back and hurt me, you know what I'm saying? And I get caught in the crossfire with that. It'd be great interviews, it'd be great content, but I'm not looking to get jammed up because of me just trying to be cute and go out there and mix up with the homeless and the crackheads. Now, sitting down and being comfortable, I could lead to the bad, down a bad rabbit hole for me, you know, and I just don't want that. But I did tell him I want to talk to him and interview him by himself, and maybe I'll get him on an afternoon. I don't know. But you're right, it'd be great. But yeah, that's a good idea. You know, I mean, I've done it. I've done interviews. I grab people on the street many times. I used to do it all the time. I don't care. I go up to anybody and ask them. I went into a Latino barbershop one day. I don't care. You know, I'm not afraid to go out at night, late at night, to go out and hit the streets and get stuff. But you know, on certain things, you got to be careful. If you're in the middle of a gang territory or in a bad area, a project area, and you go in and they see you filming, and you know, and they're corner boys, and they're gonna come up to you and say, "Hey, what's up, man? What you doing over here, man? Were you news media? No, I'm just doing a podcast. Well, bro, taking that shit off. You ain't catching us up. What, you trying to jam us up? You know, you got problems. If you resist, if you give me any lip, you're probably not gonna leave there. It wouldn't be advised to me. I would go and ask them. I would be that bold. Say, listen, bro. You know, I want to feature a couple of you guys tonight. I'm not saying to set yourself out. I'm not trying to set yourself out. I'm not trying to get you caught up. I'm not trying to get your business out there. But I think you make an interesting interview, uh, especially if you got a position or you're somebody of weight out here. And if you like to talk about some things that you can talk about, you know, I like to put you on the mic and let's talk. And then, you know, is it cool if I roam around the neighborhood? And you get someone's blessing, you're probably going to be a better idea. But if you just go in cold and they don't know you, it could lead to a lot of things. Now, me growing up in neighborhoods like that, I know how to carry myself, but that don't mean that I still can't get hurt. You know what I'm saying? Do I fear of getting hurt? No, I don't worry about that. That's not even crossed my mind. But it is dangerous, and it could be ugly. Today's world, they don't just beat you up anymore. They don't just 5, 6 guys grab you, jump you, beat you up, punch you to death, and throw you, and knock you out. They just pull guns and kill you. That's what these kids do today. They just kill for fun. They're wild cowboys. So in today's world, you can't take that. You could be at a red light. Someone didn't like the way you got too close to them or down the road, and they pull up behind you, get out and just go walk through your window, shoot you. They don't care. You know, it's different today. You don't. Anytime you step out anywhere outside, anywhere, but of course, there's lesser chance of being in a more upscale neighborhood. You probably got a lesser chance of anything happening, but it could happen. Um, but in average Joe neighborhoods, anytime you go shopping, you go to get barber shop, or you go to the DMV or any place you got to do doctors, and it's not in the so undesirable area. Your risk of something could happen at any given time. Anything could jump off. Bullets could be flying. Accidental people get all. How many people die from being a wild bullet blazes by someone that it was for, and then it kills an innocent person? It happens every day. Chicago is notorious for that. Chicago is I don't know. I think it's still the murder capital of the United States. They're pretty bad. They're pretty. I did never imagine, and I grew up in Chicago. It's pretty rough that it would ever be a war zone like it is today. There's no the cops can't handle nothing no more. They don't even go into bad neighborhoods. They're afraid. They got no control of anything. Um, they're just a bunch of gangbangers running wild. They take over. You know, they took over the corners. They some of them block off a radius of 5, 6 block radius, and they got lookouts that and barricades where if you're not part of that clique, you don't get it out unless you live in that block. But they know outsiders. They don't let in. That's that you can't cross certain streets. Just crossing a certain street, being in the wrong place, wrong time, could get you killed. That's how bad Chicago's got. And I have no desire to ever want to move back there. I'd like to go visit my family, and I will do that. But it's going to be very very well planned out because I'm not looking to just walk down the street to show my wife, "Hey, this is where I grew up at. I used to hang here." And all of a sudden, blazing bullets, 2 cars are shooting each other, and we get hit. And that'd be, terrible, And, so that's why I don't like going out no more. You can't you go to a restaurant, there's confrontation always with somebody. You go to a movie theater, look what happened here for a couple years ago. A guy was there with his wife and his kid, and there was a retired captain behind him, an old grumpy man who he was talking during the previews before the movie, and he kept getting smart with the guy, and I guess the guy turned around and said, "Smart," and the old man pulled a gun and killed him right in front of his kid in the movie theater right here, not too far from here. And then this what happened. The shooting happened about 10 years ago. It went on for 8 years that they didn't decide when they're gonna charge the old man because he was a former retired captain, I think, on the Tampa Police Department. So he had a lot of weight because he was a captain, and, the state's attorney kept dragging it, and finally the family and the wife and everybody is like, "This is not fair. He killed, it wasn't self-defense like he's claiming." He tried to use the stand alone rule. Nah, didn't work. So finally, after 8 years, he went to trial, and I don't, from that point on, I went to prison. I don't know what happened to the guy. I never followed, came out when I never looked, but I'm interested now that I brought it up. Matter of fact, let me look that up because then we're gonna read some chat. We're gonna we're gonna let we're gonna let you guys ask whatever you need to ask, man. So let me see. Tampa retired cop, retired cop kills man in movie theater. Movie theater. See what happens. See if you, let's see this article. Former cop acquitted. They acquitted him. Oh my God. I'm not even gonna go. This is just sickening. Let me read this article. Right. There he is. There's the old man. Oh, you've got it. You know what? I think I'm gonna show this. I can't. That's right. I'm streaming a different way. I can't even. All right. That being said, I'll pull up the article. I'm gonna read a little bit. It says a retired officer who was acquitted last month for shooting and killing a fellow moviegoer who threw popcorn in his face. That's what happened. The argument started. The guy threw popcorn in his face. He said he stands by his actions, saying he was defending himself. Curtis Reese, 79, told ABC News Nightline that he wishes the fatal fight between him and Chad Olson didn't happen, and he feels sad for the 43-year-old family. However, the former SWAT captain contended he had no choice but to use deadly force in what he called a vicious attack. From what I understand, he kept yelling at the guy for talking, or his kid was talking. He was talking with his family. The movie hadn't started yet. And he turned around and just said, "Chill out, old man," or something, threw his popcorn at him. And that's what he was threatened by. He pulled his cop gun because he carried a gun his whole life, and he flexed his muscles. And this happened. Now, he was quitted in 2022, and it happened, I think, in 12 or 13. It went on for like 7, 8 years before they decided to go to trial. They weren't going to go, but the family present, and then he gets acquitted. Set up all the way. The man was never going to be convicted. Now that I see this, I wish that none of this would have happened at all, but I don't feel like an instigator. Reeves told ABC News. Now he's got a video here that maybe on StreamYard when I play next time. Reeves and his wife Vivian, and Olson and his wife Nicole had attended a showing of Lone Survivor at the Cobb Theater near Tampa, Florida, on January 30, 2014. So it was 8 years. He was acquitted 8 years later. So I was almost close. It went on about 7 years before they went to trial. And the only reason they went is because they pressed it. Olson was checking text messages from his 22-month-old daughter, daycare during previous, according to investigators. Reeves said he was bothered by Olson's phone and asked him to turn it off. All right, see, I forgot some of the things happened. I thought he was talking. He was on the phone. It was just I didn't mention the phone part. Led to an argument. Reeves left the theater to alert a manager, but then argument escalated when he returned to his seat. That's the cop. Watch Curtis Reeves' full interview with Nightline Tuesday night at 12:35 a.m. Eastern Time on ABC. Surveillance footage showed Olson throwing popcorn at Reeves' face which, yes, he did. The wife said he did. And that the former SWAT cap took out a 380 semi-automatic handgun and opened fire at Olson, was killed, and his wife was shot in the finger. And she had her hand on her husband's chest to hold him back during the confrontation. Nicole Olson told ABC News shortly after the 2014 shooting that her husband did not threaten Reeves before the gun was drawn. It was a couple of words, no threats, no harm, no nothing, Nicole Olson said. Reeves told ABC he was unaware that popcorn had hit him until after he opened fire. He told police, now he's claiming that was self-defense, but he just openly admitted that he didn't even know he was hit with popcorn until after he shot the dude. What was in my mind was he was either trying to hit me or he was trying to come over the seat, he said. That's what he visioned. He concocted that just because he was a cop that probably was on the street, SWAT, that everybody that pulled over on a routine track stop was a criminal, would hated the police. That's what his mentality was. That's why he killed it. Not because he was scared, because in his mind, everybody that wasn't a cop is a scumbag. That's how they stereotype people, even on routine traffic stops. That's how bad it is out here. Oh, it was my mind. He was. I already wrote that. Reese was arrested and charged with second-degree murder. He was held under house arrest, and his case made him its way through the criminal court, which it took a long time. He was, it's sad. The case went to trial early this year, which is back in 22, and the jury acquitted Reese on his charges February 25th. February 25th. I was sentenced February 19th of 2021. And then I was in prison on February 25th. That's why I didn't know. We didn't watch a lot of news in prison. It's just not something you watch unless it was about the a war that was going on with Russia. We watched that a lot. We had it was mandatory every night at State Line or something, or 6 o'clock. They'd be fight over the TV. Who's going to watch? They're going to watch. These guys literally fight over the TV programs. Literally fight, beat each other up till they're bleeding over a TV show. It's sickening. It's nuts. You just walk out of the room and just let the babies have the TV. There's no sense of you getting yourself almost killed over a TV program, and they do it every day. Was one of the biggest ways that there were fights in there over the TV. That's how it was. Because you got 4 TV rooms. You got a sports room where you're allowed to watch sports. You got a Spanish room just for the Latinos. You got black TV room for the blacks, for all the black stations. And then you got the general population one that anybody could go in. That's the 4 TV rooms you got on a deck in the dorm. And you got nice TVs, flat screens, But that's how they're labeled. So if you go into this, if you don't see nobody in the Spanish room and there's a bunch of people there and you just want to chill out, watch one of your shows in quiet, and you go in there, Spanish guy come in and say, "What you doing?" I say, "You're not supposed to be in here." And I'm like, "What do you mean? Nobody's in here." I mean, that's how serious they take that shit. It's insane. I want everyone to know that even though they tried to make Chad out to be a monster and the aggressor, he was an amazing man, husband, son, brother, friend, and father, she said. I will not just accept this result lying down, Nicole Olson said. Chad may be gone, but he will never be forgotten, and I will use my voice to try and make sure no one had to experience what myself and my family had to go through, she said in a statement. Reeves said he hasn't had contact with Olson's family, but said he feels the same sadness for them as he does his own family. His own family? What sadness? You pulled the gun, flexed your muscles as a retired captain. You're an old man. You in your head. You stereotype. You didn't see this person as a family man. You saw him as a punk jailbird, which was probably how you thought of everybody. And you opened fire on a guy in a freaking movie theater over a freaking cell phone. That movie wasn't even going yet. Can you have prevented this accident? He could have prevented all this. He was a cop. He's supposed to know how to de-escalate. The word is de-escalate, not escalate the situation. But he wanted to flex his muscles in front of his 90-year-old wife. I'm still a cop, lady. I can still shoot somebody. That's what he wanted to do. He had no regards for that woman, or their kid, or him. He just, the fact, I'm the police, and we win. That's how it is.
You know what I say to that? Ha, screw you. Certainly none of us, and I'm sure on both sides, the families, none of us wish it had happened like it did. Now, I'm sure his family is regretting it, but I guarantee you weren't as I watched before. Like I said, I didn't see when you went to trial and you were acquitted, but I watched because they followed him around a lot, and he was gloating. He had this aura that you know. First of all, you tell he's a cop right away. You can always spot a cop. You see that to me is how the justice system works and the power of how the cops take their power to another level. This guy was a retired SWAT captain, and he was threatened by a man. I was pretty sure he's coming over the seat to lunge at me and grab me. What's he going to do? Was he going to choke you out? Was he going to punch you? The guy didn't even, all he did was tell you to shut up and threw some popcorn on you that you claim you didn't even knew before until after you opened fire on him. So, so what's the real reason exactly? Was it that you were so bent and such a corrupt cop when you were a cop, and you probably much had that mentality? I got a badge and a gun. I could do whatever I want. I could get away with murder. Is that the mentality? Yeah. Did you do this before? Has Brett ever been looking at his past? What kind of cap does he have any? Did he have any internal affair investigations against him in his career? Did he uh did he have any medals of honor through the police department? Was he a fair cop, or was he just straight corrupt? Was he prejudiced? And the kid was a white kid. He wasn't a black kid. If that would have been the case, you right away you're gonna call racist shooting. But it was a white person just like him, a clean cut man in his 30s with his wife and a family man. Okay, that was conversing with someone about one of their children before the show, and he got agitated because he ain't a cop no more. He's retired, and he misses that authority of flexing those muscles. He misses that. He wants to flex those muscles. He's sitting there talking to his old lady, dried out old prune ass wife that's sitting next to him in the movie theater. Who they got to go get 10 packs of lube to put in her, and he's got to rekindle the love life with his wife that he's been married to for 50 years and who he hasn't slept with in 25 years, and he wants to flex his muscles and be a young guy again. So he's just gonna pick somebody randomly and kill him and show her, I'm a cop, baby. You married a cop. I'm still that man that cop you married. See, I get away with anything. That's how the justice system works. And when you're a criminal and you've been convicted, it's even worse. It's even worse when if they had gun for you. You could get in trouble one time in your life, go to prison, be convicted felon, and straighten your whole life out. Make a turn. You become a good family man. You're a good father. You get a good job. You just regret everything that you did as a young man. And then get one cop that's got a heart on because he sees you got a felony. They'll make your life a living hell. See it every day in every major city. That's how it works. It's even smaller cities. You get these. You get these. You get down in Atlanta. You get down in Georgia. As soon as you cross over Florida, there's some counties down. Well, the minute you cross over on 75 into Georgia, it's a speed trap. From marker 1 to about 11 miles in, it's the sheriff's department. And they target any rental cars coming up out of Florida. They see a rental car, they go and pull it over, they strip search that whole car. Even if they don't have a right to without a warrant, and you tell them they don't care. They're the police. They from the South. Boy, you hear what I said, boy? You understand what I said, boy? Why you coming out of Florida with this rental car, boy? Huh? You dealing drugs, boy? You running drugs? Boy? Assumption right away. No, sir. I mean, going on vacation with my friend. Why you got a rental car, boy? I just pinched me a rental car last week with 465 kilos of cocaine. Are you the other half? Step aside. Take your luggage out. Throw your stuff all over the place. I didn't consent for a search. But, boy, around these parts, I'm the law. And I tell you what I'm going to do. Now, you refusing? I'll put these handcuffs and put you in a southern jail. That's how they talk to you. And you look and if they know you're a Yankee, boy, where you from, boy? With that accent, you ain't no Southern man. You a Yankee. Where you from, boy? Boy, You wanna tell my boy, I've been a boy since I was 13 years old, boy. So, it's even worse if you're a race of color. So, I understand what they go through. It's worse for them. It's worse for anybody that's not born American and is not a Southerner, a redneck in these parts. There's rednecks, there's hillbillies. Florida's rednecks. Those are the guys that drive around with the trucks with the flag. What's the flag? Uh, you know, the proud of that flag. And they're good old boys. They're polite and hold doors open for you at the grocery store. And if you're a white man, how you doing, sir? Let me get that door for you, ma'am. They're very polite and very hospitality. Follow them around for a day without them knowing. Document what they do, and you'll see they ain't no nice people. They're worse than anybody that could be on the street. And prejudice and how they teach their children. I saw one talking to his boys, his 13, 14-year-old boy. They had to be teenagers, training them to hate the foreigners and the names, letting them, and that's terrible. Let me read the chat room because I love talking about chat. Jerry Lehan, my brother's in here. I originated pest battle all over Wheeling, 10-1 ratio of Stern fan. I believe that, Gary. You're the man, brother. I can't wait till we get together. Dream man, hey Joey. Hope your day's going well, man. I had a nice, comfortable, relaxed day. I did stream with Jake Hudson for an hour on Rumble. We had a stream, and he brought Kenneth Pogue on. Uh, and Kenneth Pogue and but I get a Jake set this up, supposed to be me and him, and then all of a sudden he goes, "Oh, I secured Kenneth Pogue as the guest." And I wrote back, all I said was, "I hope you're not serious." And so he goes and makes a big deal, and he bans a Pogue and then they start calling him, Jake started calling him all kind of names, and then Pogue, he goes, "Let me come and talk it out," 'cause I'm not that I disliked him, is my wife and I did him a solid a couple times, and he even said, he goes, "You guys, I really like you guys. You helped me and my wife out. You guys were really nice to us. You never said a bad thing about." I go, "Yeah, but you were saying all kind of crazy bad things about me, claiming that you're my friend, and then you're on all them shows trashing me. So I mean, I got nothing to say to you. I don't dislike you. I choose not to talk to you or be on a podcast with you. I don't, you're still drinking. Well, I don't drink as much. I go, well, at least you look a little bit better than you did 8 months ago. But be long short that he lit Jake's fuse a little bit too much, and Jake unloaded and threw him out of the stream and banned him. And you know how Jake gets. Jake gets fired up. It's all over. So, and I was laughing. I was cracking up. So, at the hour hit, I said, Jake, I got to go. Jake wrapped it up. Jake's birthday's coming up July 28th. I told him I stopped by and say happy birthday. And Jake is Jake, man. I always liked Jake, always supported Jake. And I just, he asked me to come on. I went on. I spent the hour with him. But, you know, I hope Ken gets it together. He claims he's the third mic on Jason Bardo's ex new morning show, that he is the new third mic. He's the newsman. He's the idea man, or he's the guy that brings the news stories to the channel. Now, I don't remember Jason saying that, but if he is, I hope Jason is comfortable because, the poke could go either way. He starts drinking heavy in the morning, it could be a disaster. But maybe Jason's a genius and figured that he's got gold if he starts drinking. I don't know. I know is that Jason Barlow and we got no problems. I like the guy. I think he does a good. I think he's a good podcaster. I think he knows how to put together a stream. Quite frankly, I got a kick out of his night stream, the panel, all those guys. They come on the Alpha Shot Lounge. Scott Fitzpatrick, Bobby Nix is the best. The guy is just Jib. You got Kai, who I put on a highest regard of how I feel for Kai. He's just top shelf, and I try now not to. Hate's a strong word, even to the people that were hard trolling me. You shouldn't hate anybody. It's a very bad, nasty word. It's worse than saying the F word. It's worse than saying the R word. Hate is just not a good word. And if you got hate in your heart, it can lead you down bad roads. You start hating heart to heart because you hate people, and you start hating yourself, and if you hate yourself, you can't love your family, and things go haywire from there. So you just hate the bad word. I don't like to use it. But I dislike a lot of people. I do. There's a lot of people I don't agree with, but I forgive and I move on. I just choose not to hang out with those people. It's just my. I got nothing in common with them. They truly don't like me, and there's just no sense in it, you know? I let most of them back in the chat room as long as they're acting accordingly. A couple of them just won't. They just won't. They wanna be rude to the people in the chat room that are big supporters, people that support the channel, people that wanna just come here and talk and ask questions. They always gotta and they only bring up stuff of 1 or 2 things that they say 100,000 times. They've repeated the same thing. Move on. You can't find nothing else? Oh, that's because I told everything about my life story because I tell the truth and you guys tell the fake part, right? So they come at you with the it's foolish. And I come to the conclusion is they're miserable. They have not an ounce of dignity for themselves or self-esteem or anything. They're just miserable. And that's a sad way to live, you know? Everybody's miserable. We all have our ups and downs. Uh, we all get depressed. We all have anxiety. We all miss things. But that's right. That's brutal. You know. I'm gonna read the chat. I'm not avoiding anybody. Hey, Mr. Deadpool. I think he's avoiding it. Alpha said. Well, is there a question for me? My hubby have beaten off all of it. Well, I mean, I gave them a run for their money. I'm not trying to claim victory. I'm not trying to boast anything. I stood my ground. They thought I was just a pushover. I was just going to run away on their command. That didn't happen. They pushed harder. Still didn't happen. They didn't break me. I'll go as far as saying not one of them broke me. As old as I'm getting and as sick I have with illnesses, and I don't have the patience anymore or the drive to really want to sit there and argue with people every day. But they didn't break me. Like I told them, they would never break me. They would never run me off just because they want me off. So that's as far as I'll go. They had some good points where you know, they got in some good shots. So they were competitors that I at this age I would never want to go through it again. But they were good competitors, and I look at it like it was a win-win for all of us. The way I try to look at it, because I'm not trying to say anything bad about them, and I just it was a they took their shot, they took their shots. I never broke, and the rest is history. I will leave it at that. Freeman said, "I like the walk and talks. It's different." Yeah, don't think the walk and talks are done. Now, I could go out right now and do a walk and talk every night at 11 o'clock. That's fine. I don't live in a very good neighborhood. Unless I got someone that's walking with me, there's a lot of places that when I'm talking on a stream, I'm not alert. Anybody could just try to, come up to me, hit me in the back of the head or rob me, which is fine. I mean, if they ain't gonna get nothing, it'd be a waste of their time. But then, got to risk of something bad. I could do it, but there's just unless I drive to a better area. Maybe I could do that and start. People say they go find good areas and like go down by the beach. Maybe I'll start doing that. But the humidity is the problem. And it's rainy season. You never know when you get caught in a thunderstorm. I don't want to get drenched and get sick. So, uh, but I enjoy the walk and talks because I like walking. I walk a lot, and I stream and I walk, and not as much as not 3 miles, 3.5 miles a day, but I get out and I do enough that just to do it because it's just good for me. It's healthy for me. All right. So Kitty says, has it been too hot? It's the top. It tops out about 94, 95 here. You don't get 98, 99, 100 scorching day. It's the humidity is 85, 90%. That's where it's forget it. You can't even breathe out there. It's terrible. And unfortunately, for the first time in a very long time, I got a busted AC in my vehicle, and I can't figure out what's wrong with it. And it's too old a vehicle to spend that kind of money. So I'm just gonna come to conclusions. I might trade it in and just have to go get a car with payments and get a nicer car. I don't want a payment. That's the problem. I don't want a payment. I like to just pay my bills, pay cash. I don't even like credit cards. I don't want the payment. I could budget it in. I just something about a payment I don't want to. That's a young man's game, not a guy at my age. Guy at my age is supposed to go to the bank, cut a certified check out of the bank, and go to the dealership and say, "I'm buying this car." One time in my life, I could have. Joey C was an idiot. Joey C was bad with his money. Joey C went to prison. Joey C made a lot of mistakes. So Joey C can't do that like a normal 58, 59-year-old man is supposed to. I worked all my life. I worked just as many years as most people. And I had plenty of opportunities to put a lot of money away. Joey C didn't do that. I didn't respect money, and I pay the price for it today. And I'm not complaining. It is what it is. But I'm content to pay my bills. I get a lot of love from you guys uh, to do the things like go to DabbleCon. I'm sorry, with the Hackamania, people, going down to uh, WATP in Largo. A lot of love was shown, and that to me is a great moment. Look at this, my man, my brother, who I will be getting in touch with when I go to DabbleCon. Mr. Deadful gifted 10 Catalano memberships. This is what I'm talking about, people. You never know. Thank you, Deadful. God bless you. I love you, brother. You know, if there's not a thing you could ask me, if it's in my power, anything you needed, I would do for you. If it's in my power to do it, buddy. You're a gem, and you're just the way you help the smaller podcasts like myself, and how you help out and you mingle with the chat. You're just a wonderful human being. And if we ever had confrontation when I first came out, I apologize. I hope I wasn't too nasty to you. I remember I fought. I remember I think maybe we did have words, and I gave some words to you. Possibly I was not nice to you, but like I said, deepest apology. A lot of it was me just blowing off steam on the wrong people. Um, I know Borgo. I always try to be cool with Borgo, but he don't like me. And I think you know what I'm talking about over in Brennan's chat. But Borgo told me one day, just keep doing your thing. I'll visit you someday, Joey C. And I laugh and I go, okay, Borgo. It's a shame he lost his toes for his new wife. Miss Kitty gifted one Catalano TV membership, a second Catalano gift membership. I got 2 10-packs up here. Wait a second. Someone else gifted another 10-pack. Kitty gifted a 10-pack. Oh my God, this is amazing. This is what I'm talking about. This is what she does when she gets in this chat room, and she's usually working. She's usually got a break. The woman works herself hour after hour, and she loves her job, and she's smart. She gets her work hours in now, so she can enjoy herself later on down the road. I can't. I don't have the ability to do it. I'm not in StreamYard. But Kitty, yeah, Kitty, we love you, Miss Kitty. 10 gifted memberships from her. 1 gifted member, that's 11. Dead Fool with the 10, dropping 10. We got 21 gifted memberships just like that. Just like I just said, let's see who got it. Jerry Lehan. Did you get a membership? No. Coco Marie was gifted a membership by Dead Fool. Sir Vossoff was gifted a membership by Dead Fool. Ozone, who was telling Kenneth Pogue tonight, Joey sees beneath you, Kenneth. You're way better than him. Ozone, who likes to troll me a lot. He don't like Joey C, but he just got another gifted membership. I hope he respects it and comes over here. He won't. He'll use it as a bait, but that's okay. We don't discriminate. K-Man was gifted by Deadpool. Rom, my boy Rom, was gifted membership for Deadpool. Dupa Doo was gifted a membership by Deadpool. A Scooney was gifted one by Deadpool. Malice in Wonderland was gifted by Deadpool. Schwab was gifted by membership by Deadpool. Thank you, Deadpool, again, brother. Don't ever think that you don't got friends here. And I don't care about all this stuff. The fact that you participate, you're kind to us, the gestures you make, the suggestions. I respect people like that. I always will. And like I said, I was a little crazy when I came out, and I was all over anybody. Anybody that was in my way, and it might have been that person didn't say nothing to me or didn't really say to them bad, but got caught in the cross. I hope. Well, obviously, I believe that you know we are. I consider friends with everybody that I interact with every day. I might have not met nobody here in this chat room. I met a couple. I met Mason, but I feel like we've known each other. We are good friends. So that's the connection I want. That's how I love it. So thank you, Miss Kitty, and Jerry. You got a membership now, buddy. Okay, Deadpool. That's just obscene. This is wonderful. Now let's see who Miss Kitty got. Let's see who got gifted by Miss Kitty. Here we go to list. Stalin 19 was gifted a membership by Miss Kitty. Dream Man says Deadpool. TJ. Now I wonder if that's Teamster Tim. TJ, isn't that Teamster Tim? Or is that a different? What? Dream Man has got one. Yes, I believe he's got one. Right? He's gifted. Yeah, Dream Man's got a gifted membership. Yes. But it was what's his name that didn't have one before? Big Boss, and he's got one now, I think. Wasn't it Big Boss that couldn't get one? Dream Man was a member, wasn't he? And then it expired, and he got. And I told him yesterday or the day before, just come on in, buddy. You're probably gonna get another gifted membership. You see? Wait a minute, Deadpool. That DC guy's in the chat room. He's trying to take your thunder, brother. David Chandler was gifted a member by Miss Kitty. Now, is he here? Because it randomly goes out. Now, David Chandler has been in one of my chat rooms in the past. I think it's just randomly to people that are known to go in certain chat rooms that go into the Dabbler's chat. You don't even have to be here. When I gifted out my 10 memberships last month, I did it in my, I wasn't even streaming. I just went into one of my old streams and threw them in there, and it gifted people, and it wasn't even a live show. So YouTube ran. So, we were talking about a fight card the other day in the chat room, and Deadpool was saying, "I'll go on a fight card, and I'm going to get DC. I'll beat up DC." Deadpool don't like DC. Now I don't know. Now David Chandler, I will tell you this. He was very generous around my birthday last year, but he just disappeared. He signed up for my. He did sign up for my Patreon, but then I started to build it, but then when YouTube, it's like Shuli said, they had a great Patreon, but it's better for YouTube, and then kind of just both faded. So, but he gave me a great birthday present. He was very generous, and then he disappeared, and I don't know what happened to him. I think he said, because I think he started when I think he got really upset with something Ray did. I think he gave Ray a large. I'm not sure now. I'm not 100%, but I wasn't there that Ray got a. He told him, if you leave John's stream, I'm going to give you the big one. But did Ray give some of that money to John? I don't know if that was a fact or not, and that could upset him. And I know he said at one time he made a statement he was done with all the big shows. He was done supporting them. But anyhow, I just want Deadpool to know that he's lurking in the chat room. Your arch enemy is here. He was gifted, so we got your back, Deadpool. Mr. Chandler, with all due respect, this is Deadpool country. This is his territory, and he is part family with Catalano TV. Even though you were very generous to us, I think you need to really ask permission from Deadpool if you could be a regular here. I have to side whatever Deadpool decides. I'm sorry, Mr. Chandler. I really am. I hope you can see that I'm making a fair assessment. I'm not being mean. I may be calling you Mr. Chandler. So it's got to be Deadpool's decision. I go with what he does, what he wants. So I'm sorry, Mr. Chandler. If he says you're out, you're out. So it's a big, probably people are saying you're nuts. But that Deadpool man treats us like human beings. He's loyal. He's kind. He even told us a nice story about the home with his son, his first home. That's a real person. That's a real person. He shared that he had some health issues, and now he's back, baby. And yesterday he was very tired. Did you get to sleep, Deadpool? I saw that you said you were going to make the board the deaf show because you were really tired. You could have slumped over, fell asleep. You had a long week at work, and I hope you got your rest. I was worried about you. I was felt the same way. I was falling asleep sitting up on the end of my bed, and I kept falling asleep. I was looking through my phone. Um, I was looking at YouTube stuff and checking videos that are our videos are all monetized, and the ones that had partial monetization, I resubmitted them to YouTube. And today, I submitted 16 videos yesterday to YouTube to be re-looked at to be fully monetized. 14 of them came back in one email saying these 14 are suitable. We took a look, we manually looked through them, and we stand corrected. These 14 are fully monetized, but two of them weren't. And the shows, the two that weren't, I just don't understand. And it was one of them was Kai's, and Kai don't do it unless it was somebody like me that was on the stream, and I probably was doing not potty mouth too much or something. I don't know, or making a threat or something. I don't know. These are older shows. I'm because I found a lot of yellow means you're monetized. The video's monetized, but it means you're restricted in some areas, like Russia, places like that. When you got the green on it, you're good. You're good all over. And the more views you get, obviously, that you generate. Now, I had a choice to turn on where I get commercials like every 10 minutes, interrupt the stream. And Hackride made a good point that wouldn't be. What if you're on a flow or you're in a bit, or you got some good karma going? and all of a sudden, 30-second commercial comes on, just it takes you out. You know, that could be true too. So he said, yeah, just let it go naturally, like in the beginning. But I think I did put him on for after we're streaming. I mean, hey, why not? Uh, Sean Trucks was gifted a membership of Miss Kitty. PAA podcast, Chris, who we had on our anniversary show, guy I met in Vegas, great guy, classy guy. He said next time I come to Vegas, carte blanche. He's going to take care of us out there. He's got a lot of connections, and he said that he guarantees that. Big fan of a lot of people at Denver. I had him on because I like the guy. He's a political guy. He's not part of it. He does a political show. He's an ex-politician. He ran for office in many places in Vegas. Has some great streaming equipment for outside roving. He had these cameras like body cam, and he asked me, he goes, "Do you mind coming on our show and saying hello?" I'm a big fan, and I'm like, absolutely, buddy. And I came on and I pumped him up, and he was like, wow, man, that was so cool. And I liked him, and that's why I invited him in, and I hope that me and him could every once in a while chit chat and stream together. Yes sir, man was gifted by Miss Kitty. Too short long dogs was gifted by Miss Kitty. Joey, we need to do something about Ray DeVito. Pest, why would he say stuff like that? Ray isn't nice. Why would he say why would he say stuff like that? Ray isn't no. Who said Ray Joey, we need to do something about Ray DeVito? Why would he say stuff like that? Ray isn't nice. Who was saying that? Who's saying that Ray's a nice? I like Ray. I think Ray's a different character. A lot of people are coming to me because they know that I've been on a lot of streets. Ray, what can you do to turn Ray into a more of a man? Show him the way to find a nice woman to get married. Ray is not interested in dating anybody serious. He doesn't want kids. He made that very clear. He's content with what he's got, and at his age, I gotta believe he's you can't change him. I think Ray's a good guy. I think he lies a lot just to get the drama going, but at the same time, I think he was very. I don't know much about stand up. I'm not a big. I don't follow the comedians on stand up. That's not my take. But Ray is funny. He is. Is he a good podcaster? Uh, I think when he has the right people on, they make his show good. Uh, a guy that I've had controversy with that I hopefully that we're at 100% peace. Quadfather. I think Quadfather is probably the most person that has come up the ranks faster and better. He turned that show around that he does, BYB show. They were in the beginning, they weren't Quad has turned that into a quality show. And good for him, man. He's got the people in the chat. He does a good show. And I apologized to him and gave him props for what he did to John, and I made peace with him. I'm not saying I'm gonna hang out with him. I'm not gonna be his best buddy. I'm not gonna be doing streams with him every day, but I'll be civil to him. I'll respect him. And I'm pretty sure that I hope that vice versa. I haven't heard nothing, and I wish him nothing but the best. It's got to be tough for a man in his position. Anybody that's handicapped, uh, it's tough. And the one thing that I hate, even I'm guilty of it, when you get mad at somebody like that and you're fighting, you're going to say things about that. And I'm a jerk off for anybody that does that. You just don't do that. I was once told by a wise demon in the Dabbleverse. Everybody knows the Great Hackride, right? Oh my God. Dead fool. We got a problem. David Chandler just gifted 10 Catalano TV memberships. Mr. Chandler, please don't make me have to choose. I would never do that. But I think you're a reasonable man. I think Deadpool's a reasonable man. Now, I think we should have a showdown, and I would love to have everybody here. I thank you for that. Deadpool, he just gifted 10 memberships. Now he's showing a little muscles here that no. I was here first, Deadpool. Well, Deadpool's been around as long as I've been here, and so has David Chandler. I've seen both of them around since the daytime I come in here. So they're both got seniority. Can you both come to an agreement, Mr. Chandler? Can you come to an agreement for whatever reason why Deadpool dislikes you? Is there something you did or said to him? Did you flex something? Did you rub something in his face? Because he was pretty adamant that he wasn't a David Chandler fan. Is there anything we could do to broker this where you two could be civil and be in the same chat room at the same time? I mean, obviously, you both got very powerful hands and very powerful wallets to just throw out any time what you want to throw out. And I don't think that's the problem. I don't think you guys are like I don't think you guys are that self-centered. I think you guys you respect what you do, you respect your living, you were successful. I think it's probably I don't know. I'm visioning you guys might have been friends down the road somewhere at one time, and something happened, or jealousy somewhere. I don't know. I'm just speculating. I don't know. Maybe you don't even know. Maybe total strangers. I don't know. I don't. It's not my. I don't think it's my right to pry. But I just got to respect you and him, Mr. Deadpool. That this is he's like part of the show. You know. And like I said, all due respect, I know what you've done for me in the past as well. So I don't like to be in this, but I'm happy and thank both of you and Miss Kitty for this wonderful. What do we got? 32 memberships gifted down in the last half an hour. What a night! Let's finish reading the chat. So Miss Kitty's last gift was Dill Dog was gifted a membership. That was her 10. She had 11. I didn't see. Now, my man TJ is my boy Teepster Tim in the house. That's a guy I love. I got nothing but love for that guy. Teamster Tim was one of the first people ever came on my podcast as a guest. It's right. And I was so green, and he was giving me advice and telling me, you got a lot of work to do. He goes, but you work hard, maybe you can make it. I think he had his doubts back then. But when we finally met in Vegas, he came up to me and gave me a big hug. He says, boy, have you come a long way. And your stage present when you did the open mic was awesome. He liked it. He complimented me. He says, "You really rock, man. You really put in the time. You applied yourself, and you really are doing it, man." And that was the greatest comp. I met his son. Great guy, Teamster Tim. And Teamster Tim, I believe, is still good friends with Ray Vito. I don't know if they still are or not. But Teamster Tim is a good dude. He's the kind of friend you want to have. I mean, just a bud to hang out with. He's just a good dude. Works hard. They don't call him Teamster Tim for nothing, but he's my boy, man. Good to see you in here. Rick Rude was gifted one by David Chandler. Five Fingers Gen Punch was gifted a membership by Mr. David Chandler. 88 Fingers Louie, 88 Fingers Louie '02 was gifted by me. Where you at, 88 Fingers? Ain't seen you in a while. Jimmy Anderson was gifted a membership by David Chandler. Aaron B was gifted. Aaron B. That's a regular, isn't it? Aaron's been here, right? Was gifted a membership by David Chandler. Be Gracious was gifted a membership by Mr. David Chandler. Teo Hank, now there's another great guy. And I took the bat for Teo Hanks. I went to bat for him when I went to John's house. And I did it for him too. Because here's a guy that's cool as shit. Funny guy. Goes to all the events. Big fan. Carl's. Big fan, of a lot of the big shows. Great guy. Knows what I was about. Know I was trolled a lot. Was hate a lot. He even probably messed with me. Probably time to came right up to me when he saw me. Introduced up. Took some pictures. And gave me a nice handshake and talked to me. And was a great guy. And you know what? I saw him again in Vegas. And I was so happy to see him. That's a good dude. A guy I can hang out with. Guy I can hang out with every day. He's like Teamster Tim. Teo Hanks, everybody. Great guy. John bounced on him. I was there to tell John, leave Teo Hanks alone. You're so dumb, John. You're messing with all the good people. Great to see you here, brother. Glad you got to get the member. Winston Smith was gifted a membership by David Chandler. Baroness Fahrenheit was gifted a membership by Mr. David Chandler. Wow. Mr. Chandler is right there under Hackride. And I started to tell you about a wise man, that demon, who I love to death. The demon holds a special place in my heart. He's not your average demon. You remember he came out and doxed himself before anybody started to think they were going to mess with him and dox him and start trolling him. He put it to the test. He took control of his chat room right away. He put down rules, no cross talking, and he didn't focus on watching when he was on the show. And he's done some great shows. I worked very hard and learned a lot from him. Anybody that didn't know me and I was a total stranger to him that took the time like he knew me and cared enough to work with me for a good 6 months and help me what he dealt me with is just someone special. Now he's a funny demon. He is creative as hell. I think he plays a mean instrument. I think he writes pretty good stuff. He did a lot of writing. He had a studio with a lot of big bands back in the day. Uh, he said, he's been through pain. He lost his father, who he loved, who he misses dearly. Um, my condolences with that. I know what his pain is there, but he never once, never once ever got frustrated with me. And when I made some bad mistakes, he didn't grab me and say, "You know what? Are you just that much of a jerk off?" He sat down and he showed me all the positives. He told me to read this, study this great quote. Go watch Howard Stern Advocate, certain episode. Watch how you're a Howard Stern fan. You know what I'm talking about. Watch how smooth Howard Stern is on the mic. Watch how he sets up something. You gotta start. He said, forget about the first 400 videos you made. That was the spring training. You went through spring training for the first 7 months. Now you got first time I got monetization. Now you got to start being a content creator, a broadcaster. Learn how to be a broadcaster. Watch the best. Learn. I'm cutting you loose, my friend. I've taught you all I can. How you take my tools that I taught you and how you apply yourself will tell. And then another couple months, I went back and forth with trolls and threw anger tantrums and did a lot of cussing and a lot of threatening. Not as much as I did the first 3 months, but I still was there. And he came to the conclusion. He said, "You know what? I can never dislike you, man. I love you. I'm never gonna leave you. I'm always here watching." And he does. He watches me like a hawk and looks after me. He said, "I just it took me a while to really understand you." He said, "But the bottom line is when you're ready to give it up, you're gonna give the troll. No one's gonna talk any sense into you, is there?" And I said, "You're absolutely right. You're gonna do it on your own terms. When you're ready, but when you are ready, it's gonna be done." I said, "You're right." He figured it out. And he gave me every reason why I shouldn't go down this rabbit hole. Many people said, This is how you take care of them. You just ignore them." At the point that they took me to, I couldn't just walk away and ignore them. A lot of people didn't understand it, thought it was insane. I think Hackride understood it. He thought I still was mentally insane for doing it. But it came out pretty good. And I just always will. I keep right here with me everywhere I go, man. And today I started to make some intros and some thumbnails to a program, and right away the teaching of Hackride right away. Him and Electra taking the time to teach you Joey C episodes, and you guys got to watch those. You got kids, you want to sit down with grandkids, you want to sit down and he's got it's all G rated, I believe, most of them teaching ones. Um, but Hackride is a gem of a gem, man. He is just a very kind demon, and I remember we had a debate on one of my streams a few months ago. He came on, he was trying to be the voice of reason, and I debated him all the way to the end. He said, "You're just not gonna give it to me," but in a respectful way. He's come on and done some remarkable things on my show. Cardiff came on a couple times, and he's there's a stream on my channel. It's called Going the Outer Space Stream, where someone came in, they did something to us. We went into warp speed, and there was like in the screen, the StreamYard, it was like 8 layovers of streams, and it was like zeroing into outer space, and you kept hearing it. It was just perfectly done. Or the time that Cardiff and OJ convinced me I was monetized, and I'm trying to tell them, "I didn't get no letter from YouTube. I don't see a button on." "No, no, no, that comes later." And they were sending me super chat that looked like real super chat, and they were with me reading it. Well, OJ was, Cardiff was sending the super chat. And I'm like, "Are you sure? Something don't feel right." And he goes, "Oh, there's another 19.99 super chat for Joey." Dad, he goes, "What a great day you're breaking in, man." He goes, "Yeah, we're here to sell." And they played a great joke on me. Uh, that's why OJ is another guy who streamed me a lot. When I met him on with Jake, first Jake and I had the Jake and Joey C show, and then Jake, didn't was listening to everybody else that I was trying to steal his thunder and climb his tail, and I was trying to make bad ways with Shuli against him, and he's just trying to go in your limelight. Look at he's following you over to MLC. That was not the truth. Really love Jake as a person, and I. So bottom line is that one of the things that the demon told me, he says, all in all, you got to show massive empathy to Jake Hudson, right? You have to. Like, I go, "No, you're right, man." And I never ever talked bad about Jake. I never swore at him. I never yelled at him. Um, But then Hackride 2 nights ago was saying, "F Jake Hudson." Things have changed, huh? You finally you finally see on my side of things how sometimes you just can't always forgive. But Jake is Jake, and I always have a spot for warm spot for Jake. One of my original OGs are in the chat room, and we're gonna get to all the chat. Miss Kitty gifted another Catalan TV membership. I believe that's 12 for her. So I believe we got 32. Am I make sure I didn't miss nothing? I'm pretty sure that. Oh, Kitty! Oh, whoa, whoa! I missed some. I definitely missed some. All right, we got to do it this way. I mean, we get over here. I definitely missed them. Do I have to go here? How do I? Here. That is. No, that's not it. There's a way. To win. Here. Hang on. I definitely missed something. I'm rambling on here and I missed something. All right, let's see where. Let's see if this is how I pull it up. I think it is. No, that's insert add. And this is delay. And this is add stream marker. This is here. Turn off. Out of these. Down. There's a button here right there. Actually, I don't know where it's at. It's usually right here at the top. It'll say chat. It's not here. Oh, here it is, right here. It's right in front of me. Jesus, my blind. Okay, now we can get this right. Let's start for the top. Okay. Sidekick Chuck, $1.99. Joey, the Fluke of the Devers. Just kidding, man. Thank you. Dead Fool, 10 Catalano gifted membership. That's the first 10. Miss Kitty, 1 gifted membership. Miss Kitty, 10 gifted membership. Right? That's 11. Miss Kitty, 5 gifted memberships. Number 16 for the day. Miss Kitty, 1 membership. That's 17. David Chandler gifted 10 Catalano TV memberships. That's 27. And Miss Kitty gifted number 8. She put in 18. David Chandler, 10. Deadpool put 1. Sidekick Chuck with $1.99. We got 38 new memberships given out today, which brings us well to. How much did they say? 28? No, 28. 28, right? 10, 20, 30, and 5, 3. 10, 20, 35, 38. That was right, 38. 38 takes us to 358, I believe. Right around there. So now you got me wanting to hustle. Now you got me wanting to hustle. Okay? Now I'm in. We're 42 or 3 memberships away from 400. Can we do it tonight? I don't know. Can we do it tonight? Would that be something if we did do it tonight? It'd be great. I'm grateful for what we got. If we hit 400 tonight, I might be restored in my in places. You know what I'm talking about. I might just resurrect to being the healthiest young man in the world if I was at 400. For me, the guy that is not liked too much, the guy that really don't know how to podcast, the guy that's all over the place, I would say, no, I got a lot of love. People used to say, we don't hate you, buddy. I say, yeah, you guys all hate me. No, you're well loved more than you think. Just slow down, man. Take it back. Take a break. Just back off a little bit. You know, start learning. I did that. When I started applying myself, I saw it change. People like, he's trying. He really is trying. And I really, really will always try. So let me make sure I get the count right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, Miss Kitty, another gifted membership. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, no, I'm going to count this right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is 9, and 10 is 19 for Miss Kitty. Is that right? 19 for her, 10 for Deadpool, 10 for David Chandler. That's 39. If I'm right, we were at 358. 2 more would be 360. So we're at 359. Uh-oh. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Deadpool gifted 50 Catalano memberships. Deadpool. I cannot believe this. This is my first time being gifted 50 memberships. I got goosebumps. I watch Shuli and I watch him get those 50 bags like nothing. and people just showing the love. I always wanted to see what it felt like. I'm trembling here. I cannot believe this. I cannot believe I have to take a photo picture of this. I have to take this and make a 8 by 10 of this right now this night, and it's going up on my wall. And I'm telling you what, you guys are outstanding. Deadpool, unbelievable. Miss Kitty, Mr. Chandler. I just don't. I just. I'm a crier. I'm a grown man that'll sit here and cry. I'll bawl like a baby. I really will. It's coming. Tears are coming. I'll start crying in such joy. You don't know. I'm not afraid to cry. A real man cries. I've cried and broke down on streams before. People, let it out, Joey. Let it out. I let it out. Remember the night that I was talking with Reverton? We got such deep in a conversation because he wanted to meet me. He was my mod, and he says, I misjudged you, and I think you're a decent guy. Let's talk. Came on for a couple hours. I did most of the talking, but I broke down really hard, man. And I got mad respect tonight, man. I'm not afraid to show my feelings. If I love somebody and I'm a friend, I befriend you. I mean that. I take that so serious. I mean, this is unbelievable. This is a memory I'll never forget. Oh my God. Oh, I'm lost for words, man. I'm lost. I want to run. I want to run. I want to do this. I want to streak through the neighborhood naked, film it. And I'm just kidding. You don't want to see my body. I'm just kidding. That's how. I'm so overjoyed. This is uh, meeting Mickey Mantle for the first time for some people, or when your little child is born and come into this world and you're excitedly happy. This is like a rebirth of me through you guys. You're making me reborn. You're making me live. You're giving me happiness. You're showing that, yeah, you're a little rough around the edges, and yes, you're a little wild, and yes, you're a little crazy, but we still dig you, man, and we're glad you're here. So I'm gonna recount this. So Miss Kitty is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is 9, and 10 is 19, 20. So she gifted another one. That's 20 from her. Deadpool, 60 memberships, a 50 pack and 10 pack. That's 80. Mr. Chandler, 10 pack. That's 90. 90 gifted memberships. We are over 400. I believe we were at, because we did lose, a few people didn't renew. I think we dropped like 7 from 327, I think it was. So we're at 320 and 90. We got to be 410. 410 members. My goal for December 1st was 1,000. I think we're way ahead of that mark. Thank you. I love you guys. This awesome? Now let's go back and see who got gifted the 50. We don't got 50 people here. Got 14 people in chat that are in the chat. So they went somewhere. Let's begin to see where they went. Okay, here we go. We got a long list. 50 memberships. Never had to do this before. All right, I think it starts here. No, it starts here. It's still there. It's up here. Gifted by Deadpool. Was gifted by Deadpool. Oh yeah, 50 memberships go way up here. We got a lot of memberships to read. A lot of people got memberships. Probably people that never even heard of me like memberships. I hope they come over now and really enjoy us. Okay, I can throw a beer can over the trash can. I was gifted a membership by Deadpool. Here it is. Here's the 50, and it starts here at 12:44. At 12:44 a.m., I can throw a beer can over the trash can. That's one of John's. Good name, the guy took. Was gifted a membership by Deadpool. Johnny Boy, good old Johnny, Johnny, come out wherever you are, was gifted a membership by Deadpool. E.F. Hutton, when he speaks, everybody knows it's EFS. You remember the commercial? E.F. Hutton, when he speaks, everybody listens. Was gifted a membership by Deadpool. Maz, M-A-R-Z, Maz, was gifted a membership by Deadpool. Chris Vaith was gifted a membership by Deadpool. Rooster Dude, that's like Rooster from Beretta. You remember Rooster, the pimp? That was Beretta's snitch. I'm thinking that Rooster Dude, that kind of like the same name, was gifted a membership. Never heard of him. So welcome. If you're here or if you receive a gift, please come on down to the morning show tomorrow. POS Network. Now, is that piece of shit network or is this a real network? I don't know. Was gifted a membership. My boy Kip Smith here, who another guy we made peace with a while back. We love Kip. Good gamer. Check him out. Loves the game. He's just here for the fun. Good old ribbing. as he'll tell you, and the gamer, man, he's a strong gamer. I made him a model a long time ago, and he's been a friend ever since. We patched things up. We did that at the Casey Armstrong show. Mrs. C and I, it was really Mrs. C and him, made a pack. Casey made the pack, and he's honored it. We've honored it. We love him. Welcome. Good to see you, Kip. Uh, listen to me. Listen to me. How? Oh, yeah. What's your screen? Listen to me. It's kind of like who's on first, what's on second. I don't know. Who's on first? That's right. No, no. What's the person's name? I don't know. Who's on first? That's right. What's the person's name? I don't know. I don't know. He's third base. Wait a second. You can say who's on first? I don't know who's on third. Because it's our center fielder. You got who's on first, what's the second? I don't know who's on third. Center field because Y is pitching. Today is catching. Great spit. One of the funniest spits ever in history. Abbott and Costello. Gotta watch it, guys. It's great. On a Rumble strat, you could read it. I tried Jake to play a little bit. I don't think he got into it, but it's a classic. You guys gotta watch it if you have never seen it. Like I'm sure most Americans have seen it. If you're not from here and you've never seen some of our American comedy, please go watch the Abbott and Costello. Who's on first bit? Funny, funny, funny stuff. It was really comedy. It's still popular after 80 years, 90 years when it was done. How long ago it was done? It was, there's a lot of, I know a lot about those those were my Abbott and Costello, the Marx Brothers, um, Laurel and Hardy. Who else did you have? Abbott and Costello, Marx Brothers, Laurel and Hardy. Uh, yeah, I think those were the three tops. Oh, the Three Stooges, of course, my favorite. I like Laurel and Hardy. Actually, when I was in fourth grade, I did a play, a two-man act. We had to write a play or act in a play on stage, and if you win a prize, if you were first, second, or third place. So I did a kind of like a comedy thing. Now, go think that I never, from that day on, never really got into comedy. But I did a comedy with this buddy of mine. He was another kid that was in fourth grade. He was a really heavy set guy, and we got black suits and derbies, and he put the little thing, and we were Laurel and Hardy. We even had real whipped cream and plates, and we got all crazy up there, and it went really well. I think we finished second place in the talent contest. Uh, that guy there, I ran into him 30 years later. The guy that I did that thing on stage with in fourth grade, and I walked into a gas station at Cumberland Lawrence in Chicago at the Shell, and he's this big old heavy set guy, be sitting on the counter, but you could still see his face from fourth grade. And I went in, I go, I can't believe it. And he's going, what do you mean? I can't believe it's you. And I had forgotten his name. And, but I saw right, but I knew it was him. And I go, you went to so-and-so school, right? Fourth grade, you did a talent thing up at Laurel. He looked at me and he came running around. He goes, I can't believe it's you. He remembered my name and I felt bad. We talked for about an hour, man. I'm willing to get gas. And I wound up getting stuck there. But it was great to see the guy. He was very, very not healthy. He was very overweight. Let's continue reading this. Okay, where do we leave off at? We got listen to me. Lexi Lang was gifted a membership with David. Gravy Legs, what a name, Gravy Legs. I got Gravy Legs. Nate M was gifted a membership by Deadfoot. John Bon Jovi. I love it. That's a good one. John Bon Jovi. I love it. That's a good one. Whoever invented that one, that's a good one. Oh, I like that. That's a genius. That's a good one. Jeff, spelled with a G. It's Jeff. Jeff was gifted a membership. Everett, like Everett College, was gifted a membership by Deadpool. Dr. Phibbs9, is that right? Phibbs9. Dr. Phibbs9 was gifted a membership by Deadpool. The Dr. G to Mega G, like I told you, is one of my original OGs. Go tell him, Mr. C. Love Dr. Chow. I hope little Mir's doing good. Make sure in his family and his little baby is probably getting grown. Tell him I wish him well. And I invited him to the stream, but he said he was out with his woman and he didn't know if he could make it, but he did congratulate us. So great guy. Well, like I said, Casey reached out to me the very next day. I did talk to Alex Stein the very next day. He was just so tired from traveling that he was just dead. He went home went to sleep, which is I understand that he was working. Ray was missing in action, took some time off. He did, but Barry Ribs never showed up. I sent him a link. He was all excited to come on, and I don't really know Barry Ribs, but I just thought, why not? Let's have Barry Ribs on. I don't know why I picked him, but I like the guy. He was on Shuey's once, and they had fun with him, and he's an old comic. They say he's funny when he's on stage. Anthony Zenhauser was gifted a membership. Is that my boy Zen? Quentin Niedenbar was gifted a membership by Deadpool. Joe Joe Schmo. Joe Schmo. Hey, I'm Joe. What's your name? Joe Schmo. You got Schmots? No, it's Schmo. Schmots? No, Schmo. How you doing, Joe Schmo? I'm Joe Z. You're Joe Schmo? Yeah, I'm Joe Schmo. Nice to meet you. Uh, Quintus. It's Quintus Niedenbar. Niedenbar. Burr. Gifted. My boy Anthony Zenhauser, the great Zenhauser. Fro Dizzle was gifted a membership by Deadpool. Deadpool says, strength and love. You better believe it. That's my boy. All right, I'm going to mess this name up. Malik. Is it Malik? I think it's Malik. It's a J silent. Malik Ninjeta Entertainment was gifted membership by Deadpool. Kip Smith said Deadpool is a madman. He is the man. He showed David Chandler. I'm sorry, Mr. Chandler. I mean, he kind of went over the top and showed you who's boss around here. So I think we got his answer. I got to respect that. Mad respect. I don't know if this is another membership, Miss Kitty. I'll have to go back and look. Possibly Miss Kitty just gifted number 21, I think, but I could be wrong. It might be a 20. I'm just going to Eddie Mack. Eddie Mack was gifted. Chris Mack, great guy. Eddie Mack, what if it's any relation? Was gifted a membership by Deadpool. Michael Ramsey was gifted a membership by Deadpool. Yo, P. Yo, P, what's up, dog? What up, homeboy? Was gifted a membership by Deadpool. Jeff, just Jeff with a J, not with a G. Just Jeff, Jeff, not the long version of Jeff, but just Jeff was gifted a membership by Deadpool. Sandy Lyle. Now, Sandy Lyle was the guy in the movie that played Sandy Lyle, and it was the movie where he went and did the speech for his friend. What movie was that? Where he was an actor, and they recognized him from that movie, and he said, "You goddamn right," and he nailed it. He was doing the presentation for the insurance for the man that they didn't want to insure. It was Pfeffer, something Pfeffer was played by what's his name? I remember his name was Pfeffer, and he got insurance. The old guy got insurance. The guy got insured, and he delivered it and nailed it. And everybody remembered him as Sandy Lyle. I remember that name. Sandy Lyle was gifted. Welcome, Sandy Lyle. Isaac Walmart was gifted a membership. Now, Isaac Walmart could be a harem or a Harris to the Walmart family, Bill Walton. You know, I worked for the Waltons. You know, when I worked for the Kansas City Royals, he bought the Kansas City Royals. I take that. He bought Walmart with, I think he started Walmart with the Kansas City Royal money. As I think he owned the Kansas City Royals first, and then he started Walmart, or maybe vice versa. I got to look that up. Did he buy, or did he start Walmart, became stable, and bought the Royals? That could have been that's what he did. Family owned it. Well, he's been gone a long time, Sam Walton. You know, Sam's Club is Sam Walton. It's the same family. You know that. The Walton family. I think it was all handed to the daughter, I think. I think she's the sole heir of it, I think. Maybe Mama's still alive. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure Mr. Walton's gone. Comedy Flu gifted a membership with Deadpool. Illegal Fisherman. We got illegal fisherman? All right. Matt Trophy 1 was gifted by Deadpool. Johnny Myers. Jason Myers. Johnny was gifted 1 membership by Deadpool. Here it is. Pigsaw Janet. Hey, anybody see Pigsaw Janet? Tell her she's late for her date. Pigsaw Janet, we're looking for her. She was gifted a membership. Just kidding, Janet. Just having fun. Darren Stevens from Bewitch is with us. Darren Stevens was gifted where's my man Pool Scam Sam? What a picture, what a name. Pool Scam Sam. He pops in every once in a while to say hi to me. Love that guy to death. Rudolph Coco. Sounds like a porn star. Well, it was gifted by Deadpool. Dr. Chow, let it out, Joseph. I know, brother. It's always good to cry and get a good cry. This one is called _thank. Was gifted by Deadpool. Nick, okay. This is the guy that is involved with the steel tool. How do you pronounce his name? Regetta. I don't know. Nick. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Judge was gifted a membership. Think that makes 400 with Kitty's last one. I think so, sir. I think we might be over because I'm pretty sure I was at 320. I got 91 here. 320 and 80 is 4. Now, a lot of memberships are coming up to because we're over a month of being monetized. We're not in the second month, so a lot of people, but a lot of people renewed. I was really impressed. Only lost a few people that didn't renew, and it's probably people that really don't come to the channel that were gifted, which is going to happen. But when you got this kind of when this happens, this is what Shirley was talking about. When you do right by them, you see how he just rolls. They don't lose memberships. If they lose a couple, but they're like 7,000 deep. I mean, could that ever happen? Could I ever have 7,000 members? My God, I would have to throw out the red carpet for everybody, I think. Oh my God. I'm just talking about Borgo. Borgo got gifted. He'll never come over here. That'd be a wasted membership. He's gonna laugh about it. I'm gonna purposely go in the MLC chat room tomorrow and say something because he will definitely respond. And he's gonna tell me like something like, you can stick that $2 membership, your no talent ass up your ass. He'll say something stupid like that. He's a horse owner, and he's a big horse owner, and he just got married. And for his bride, he lost his toes. He was trying to press her and wind up having his toes removed. That's a hell of a honeymoon. Vel, my man, Vel. There's a guy I learned to get to know. And hello, Andrea, if you're out there. I haven't seen you in a while. Vel, I know I gotta reach out to you. We were texting last week. Vel's asked me if we were going to Dabble Concourse, and we got to get together because Vel and I got something going, and Andrea and my wife, and great people. Andrea was the best. She answered my phone at WATP. It was Stutter and John calling me. He knew I went to Carl, and he was calling me to rip me. He was going to rip me. So he thought it was Christina answer. So Andrea goes, let me answer that. I get my phone to Andrea. She goes, yeah, what's up? And you know what this is? He thought it was Christina. And she just did a number on him, and we were laughing. But like, we're out there, like, you talk to John, everybody's at me. When the minute I walked the door, I had people. And I had people walking by. I had two guys that were not nice to me at WATB. They walked by speed walking. You piece of shit. They didn't stop and look me in the face. They speed walked real fast in case I got riled up. But there were so many cops. I'm not going to go to jail. And I go, yep, you're right. I'm a piece of shit. Ray DeVito told me, if somebody calls you a piece of shit, thank you for that. Sorry you don't like me, but have a nice day. I did that. And it was the worst, though. The worst thing anybody could have done was what two people has done. Two people that sit here and terrorize me every time they see me in the chat room, call me every name in the book, every piece of garbage in the book, was right next to me at one of the events and didn't identify himself. He's got the stones to go in the chat room and call me out, and he's right next to me, wouldn't even tell me it was him. To me, he's in the same group as Rob Saul. Coward. And it happened in Vegas with somebody. Coward. All bets are off. If you want to trash me and act like a tough guy, then don't tell me who you are. You're scared. You go in the category with Rob Saul, those two guys, and Stutter and John. And we got a third guy that we'll talk about tomorrow. But, he's the worst of the worst. So Val, my boy Val, Kevin Soundboard was gifted one by Deadful. C-Lab was gifted one by Deadful. William Borgeson, the great Borgo. Kevin Brennan's by far biggest supporter. He bankrolled the Stutter and John interview when John came back to the Dabbleverse. I believe Borgo was the one that bankrolled that. You know, another guy that I miss is Brock Lee. Now I know who Brock Lee really is. I have his phone number. We talked, and he just disappeared. Now I don't know. I hope he's okay. I haven't heard nothing out of him. He was really loved John, and John doesn't appreciate people that he just wants to take and take and take. And Vince handled that because Vince gets an A star for me. Where's the little guy at today? Where you at, you little midget? I told you, text me earlier. I know you're down the road 35, 40 miles from me, and you're not up. I know you're up. What's really going on here, Vince, my boy? So yeah, Borgo's a horse owner, and I think Borgo had he lost his toes, and I think he was a couple months ago. I saw him on the stream with Kevin Brennan talking about he was upset with his son. His son was like goofing and doing some stupid stuff, and he wasn't happy, and he was very vocal about it. I've had arguments with Borgo. I don't mean no disrespect to Borgo. I just told Borgo this. Listen, if you think I need you in my chat room, and you really think I'm this scumbag, and I just want to get you over there, don't come because you're not welcome. I'm not gonna be the John and say, yeah, come on over with all your millions. No, you don't like me. That's understandable. So just keep it that way. And just, I hope if you want to come over with your membership, you want to say, stick it up my rear end, that's fine. But let's be truthful here. You never cared for me, and I accept that. But I'm not that type of person. I don't. When I get donations, it's very well humbles us. It's appreciated. When people come over and be real friends, that's what I'm about. And Borgo, so I stand and remain it. One day, Catalan TV is going to be bigger than MLC, the guy that you love to death. And you didn't get your seat early. You didn't get your front seat. All these people that come every day with me, they got a front seat because one day I'm going to be the biggest live chat room in the business because that's my goal. That's what I'm going to do to work hard to do it. I'm going to do it. You know, my boy Rocco stopped talking about me and pretty much trashed me. And he says I'm a loser. I'm a no talent loser. Tukey. I've done so many things for Tukey. You don't know undercover stuff. Tukey blasted me. He even went on and I did audition for the Ralph part, which I played Ralph to the T. Yes, sir. You know, would you tell OJ stop trying to grab my balls, please? OJ just tried to blow me, sir, in the back room. OJ, what are you doing to Ralph? I played it perfect. I did it right. And then El Haribe and Tukey were highlight Joey C on every Tukey soup up until they had a guest on a couple weeks ago on Tukey soup. I believe it was who was it? I forgot who it was. I was the only guest ever that appeared on Tukey soup because he didn't have guest on there. I mean, that was on there. Now he has callers calling, but I was the only twice I had appeared on Tukey soup. Only one in history. And then when I made that announcement, he turned around and purposely brought in a guest just to prove me wrong. That it was and that's what he does to me. And I'm so kind to him, and I get frustrated with him. Him and Cardiff, they always mess around me at these events, and I'm tired of it. I think we should get a dunking tank, and I think he should go in there, and I think Tukey should drown in the pool while we dunk him. Understand? Not die, but drown. He should get wet, and he should be apologetic because Tukey and El Harible are the alter egos of Rocco, right? True, right? You got to be split three personalities to create that. He's one of the most talented. I love him to death. He's Paisano. Oh, and he hates me. He hates me. He hates Joey C. And Cardiff. Cardiff. Cardiff likes to really bounce on me. A potato. Take it easy, potato. All right, let's finish this up. Spurg Steak was gifted. If I remember that, the guy didn't like me too much. Uh-oh, we got another super chat, too. Chris Citizen Macabre Poppy was gifted a membership. Welcome. Matt, is it Matt or Met? Met 1971 was gifted a membership of Deadpool. Slow Money was gifted a membership by Deadpool. Kitty said, I gifted 20. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Okay, Miss Kitty. That's why I will always go back and check. Miss Kitty just informed me she also gifted a 20-pack. We're going to go back and show that. Miss Kitty, I tell you, meow, 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 kitty, 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 kitty. Thank you. Chico, Ruzing was gifted by Mr. Deadpool. David Mann was gifted by Mr. Deadpool. Karib Abdul-Jabbar, Stutter and John's best friend that he wrote for, claims that he did the roast for him, was a gifted membership by Deadpool. Muted Growl was gifted by Mr. Deadpool. Aaron Beats, his family, was gifted by Deadpool. Does he really beat the lady? Is that true? Is there any truth to that? He give her a smack on a regular basis, tune her up a little bit? I mean, he's very aggressive to me. I don't know much about them. That's why I'm asking. I won't go say, yeah, you're a woman. I don't do that. I'm asking, is it true? Is there any truth to that? I mean, she's like what? 5 foot, a buck wet. He's a pretty big guy, a boxer, got some skills. I mean, that's kind of. I don't know. I think that someone's spreading bad rumors. I see him as an angry guy, but do you really think he hit on her? Citizen M said I should start covering a lot of that. So Citizen M clips anything with steel toe, and I promised I would. So I'm going to start studying a little bit on steel toe. We'll cover some steel toe as part of a segment on some of the shows. We'll just dive into it. I don't know much about him. I just know that he's Minnesota dude and all that stuff. Here he comes in, Kip Smith. Is that all the gifted memberships? Sweet Swear Devil was gifted by Miss Kitty. Okay, that must have been the one. So Uncle Jack was gifted by Deadpool. He was the last one. Mr. Mofungo was gifted by Joey is a sweetheart. Why I like him, good person. Mr. Mofungo, I love you, brother. Thank you for those words. Aaron beats his rabbit. So the last one was gifted by Deadpool for the 50 pack. And I think I got another 50 pack up here. I think I do. Oh my God. What is going on here? Is the moon why do I get it? Why is the channel getting all this love? God bless you guys. I love it. I think we're right. Uncle Jack was gifted the last one. Then Miss Kitty Gap, that was one of her ones. And let's go down and see. All right, here we go. All right, wait a second. Wait a second. Okay, we got to do it this way. All right, so let's see. Mofungo, a show about pops with double Joey's fault. You know, Mofungo, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I just gotta figure out how we're gonna do it. You know, I mean, I don't think he would steal from us. Maybe we could offer him a shower. Maybe Miss C said we could. Hey, and I know you've been out here sleeping. Would you know? I probably got some clothes that don't fit me no more. That I can give him some. I got some nice clothes. Maybe give him a pair of pants or something. A pair of drawers. He don't want my drawers, but I give him a nice pair of clean socks, pair of a belt. I got plenty of belts, pants, and a shirt, a t-shirt at least, right? I don't know what size shoes. I'm a pretty big foot. I'm 11 foot. Um, and I only got 3 pairs of shoes. I used to have about like 10 pair, but I only got 3. So give him into my shoes. If he's my size and he needs them, I'll give them to him. I could always buy another pair, so I will do that. But I think that's what we do. We'll offer him a shower and a meal. Have him come up and sit at the table. We'll have a meal. Just make some hot dogs or something, a chili or something. Nothing fancy. Show a good gesture, and then have him sit there. And I think that's a good idea. We're gonna set this up. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. Mofungo, you're right. Thank you. Uh, she meant 20 total, I think. Oh, okay, Deadpool. Yeah, I know she was well over 20. I did say she said 20. But I'm gonna recount. Thank you, Deadpool. Yes, Deadpool. I did read that you had 20. I said 20. Deadpool was 60. That was 80. And David Shannon was 10 was 90. But I think there's a lot more is coming in. So I got to check this out because I'm looking here. I don't know if I'm right. Here it is. Mike Hawk was gifted a membership by Miss Kitty. Uh, P Peak 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 XZ was gifted by Miss Kitty. Bugsy, the great Bugsy. Remember Bugsy Malone, the kids show they did about the gangsters? The kids were all gangsters, and they were shooting. They had their guns. They were shooting what they shoot, uh, potato balls or something, or some kind of pie balls or something. It was pretty cool. Scott Bale was in there, and all those kid actors. Some of them became big bar stars. Some of them passed away. Some of them didn't become nothing. You know, Spanky McFarlane, guys like that, they died broke. Alfalfa, one of them went to prison. Now Beretta used to be one of the. He was Mickey, and then you had the She-Man's Hater Club, where no women were allowed in the clubhouse, and the Little Rascals had the She-Man's Hater Club, Alfalfa and Spanky McFarlane, who had a tragic life. One of them was in deep trouble with police, I think. A couple of them had a tragic life. You had Buckwheat, the original Buckwheat, I believe, grew up and he was in that movie uh, DC Cab. I think that was the original Buckwheat. I think I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I heard that someone said the guy that played a DC Cab was the Buckwheat kid that was from Bad Little Rat. But I don't know. That was a lot of years, and he looked awful young. So maybe I'm misquoting that. Uh, the Bears, the Bears. He used to come all the time in my chat room. He's a John guy, I believe. Was gifted a membership. I've seen him in a long time. So he's probably just like I said. They randomly get the Watchers was gifted by Miss Kitty. Jason, do. Look out. We got Jason. Watch out. He's lurking. Was gifted a membership, Miss Kitty. Okay. Hang on. The Judge of Level was gifted one by Miss Kitty. Buck Naked was gifted. Good old guy, Buck Naked. Delta Dawn was gifted one by Miss Kitty. Oh, now 30. Ha ha. Deadpool says, oh, now 30. Ha ha. I think we're in the chat. Now we're going to go here. And now we're going to do this. Another guy. We read everybody got. Where's my boy? Whoa, 10-4. Take a break. My boy Gunzo here? My Chicago buddy? Where you at, Gunzo? I just saw your name in here. Where'd it go? Gunzo, where you at? Let me see. Gunzo here? I saw Gunzo. Did I miss Gunzo? Where you at, Gunzo? I could have swore I just saw Gunzo's name. Gunzo, where you at? Gunzo's a great man. Gunzo, I know I saw your name here for a second. Did I go too far back? The kitty got claw. Meow, meow. Here, kitty. Here, kitty. Potato balls. Someone tells code. It was something. It was kids acting as gangsters, like they were grown up gangsters, and they drove these bicycle cars that they pedal like bicycles. it was pretty cool the way they did the movie. Bugsy Malone was the name of the movie. Bugsy Malone. Everybody had to watch Bugsy Malone. Even a grown adult, I enjoy watching it again. I remember watching as a kid. Bugsy Malone was pretty cool. That was a great, great little comedy with a lot of a lot of those people became big stars. All right, so I know I saw my boy. I could have swore I did. Let me go back real quick and look. I'm looking to see. Are you here, Gunzo? Yeah, Gunzo. What's up, Joey? I'll be done with the info tomorrow. All right, my brother. We make it. This is about the baseball show. Gunzo's been working diligently. He's my for that particular show. He's my go-to guy. He's going to be like my guy that's going to help me along with the show. He came up with some great ideas. We're gonna once I talk with him, and we'll have a press conference. Well, he'll tell me what I should start telling the fans and start getting prep. He's doing a lot of behind the scenes prep work for me, and this is great because he's got some great ideas. He's a Chicago raised guy. Love the guy to death. Talked to him one night. He called me back. He's a good guy. Gunzo, good to see you in here, brother. Can't wait to talk to you tomorrow, brother. All right, now the moment we all been waiting for. We're gonna go here and we're gonna get to the bottom list. First of all, Miss Kitty Garrett, thank you for the $2. I just gifted 10 memberships. Yes, she did. Next, Miss Kitty with another 10 memberships. I believe that's 30. Thank you, Kitty. Here, Kitty, 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 Kitty. Here, Kitty, 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 Kitty. Dill Dog, $4.99. He's asking me, Joey C. Joey C. Can I get a FU Doom, please? Dill Dog, you got it. FU Doom. You understand? Stop putting that shit out about me. I patched it. Doom, I'm just doing an act. I'm doing it for the man. F you, Doom. All right? No. You're done. How's that? Look behind me, Doom. I put you behind me. But we love Doom here. I hope you enjoyed it, Dill Dog. I hope it was worth it. Thank you. All right, so now, the count. We read all the super chats. Kitty's 10. Kitty's 1, that's 11. 1 is 12. 13. 14. 19. 29. 30 gifted memberships by Miss Kitty. Now comes the man with the plan. Deadful gifted 10 Catalano TV memberships. Scroll down the list. David Chandler, 10 gifted memberships. Trying to invade Deadpool's territory. Deadpool already had him on the card as, I'll take care of DC. I don't like him. We're in the corner. We're in the ring corner with Deadpool. And we're got our heads down as we look at Mr. Chandler. But we got to go with the guy that he's the guy. He's just the guy. This is his channel. He's got his guys. We're his guys. We're his people. We're his peeps. You understand? We're Deadpool's peeps. We're his army. He got us. We love him. He shows us love. He goes over to the Jason Bartow's room. I think he goes in Kai's. He makes his rounds. But we're all working together. He likes that. I think it's good that we're all helping each other. You know, and Bardo, I'm going to be off. I came on 11:15. You know, I know we try not to overlap too much, but I want everybody to go over to Board to Death show with Jason Bardo X. This is what we're doing for each other. We're plugging each other. It's working very good. All right, so now we go down and we go down, and there it is, folks. There it is, right there. You can see it right there for yourself. Deadful, my wrench, my member, my friend, my big brother, my confidant, my advisor, my technical advisor for streaming, my idea guy, my friend. Miss Kitty's the same way, our friend. She's great. Deadpool's great. 50 memberships. So 30 from Miss Kitty, 60 from Deadpool. That's 90. 10 from David Chandler. That's 100. Am I right? Did I do that right? Is that right? I think 100 we hit, right? If we were at 320, I believe, and 100, we're 420. 420. 400. What happens if I stay and I just stream all night? Am I going to hit 500? I mean, I read all the super chats here. I had 3 of them, I believe. I had one for 490 from Dill Dog. I read. Miss Kitty had one. And then Sidekick Chuck. I read all the super chats. I read all these. I mean, 100. Now, I think that's the record. I know Kai had 91 on a Saturday. Mrs. C had like 33, I think, on one day. Mostly it was all Miss Kitty. So we're all putting the work in, and Mrs. C is ready to buckle down. She wants to have a really planned show. She wants to do good things. She wants to have a topic to talk about. So she's having meetings. Kahuna's got great ideas. You know, commissioner of Catalan TV, as we all know him as uh as Spider Venom. Spider LMR was his original name back when we had the variety show with DG. We had all the boys on. Then he went to Spider LMR. I mean Spider Venom, Venom Spider, and then he went to Mr. Big Shot, and that's where Kip made him a pimp in a nice outfit. And I want to show you guys something tonight. I think I showed it before, but I don't think anybody took it serious. With over 400 memberships, and I'm here to stay. I love doing this stuff, and I just love making new family. Okay. Okay. Kitty said, you got to tell Mrs. C. She's right. She heard it. Deadpool 420 we're at. Is that what you wanted me to tell her? I think Miss Kitty wanted you to know we're at 420 and she gave 30 memberships. She got some special. And Deadpool gave 60 and David Chandler came over. I don't know if he was trying to disrespect Deadpool, but he tried to come and flex his muscles over here. But I showed him respect. My wife said, Mrs. C said, tune into Monday's show, 10 o'clock. She's got something special for you guys. She's a very special woman, remarkable woman. I'm lucky to have her. She's not lucky to have me. I'm lucky to have her. Buckwheat was not the guy from DC Gap. Okay, I thought a little bit too young. But the Buckwheat did play in something as an adult, and I can't remember where it was. I don't remember where it was, Gunzo. You probably know better than me. Kitty said, hi, Mrs. C. Hey, Kitty. And then your Dream Man got your Dreamweaver. Huh? Oh, I don't know if he's still here, but he was here. He got gifted. Look at this. I want to show you something. Did you ever see something so beautiful? Look at this. Look at this. 10 Miss Kitty. 150 Mr. Deadpool. I never thought I'd ever see that. Oh my God. Look at 10 Miss Kitty. 5 Miss Kitty. 10 David Chandler. 10 Miss Kitty. Deadpool 10. Look at, I mean, this. Oh my God. I mean it. I'm a very sentimental. I'll probably cry tonight in her arms, saying, yeah, I'll probably cry and say, you know, I almost messed this up. Deadpool. He was here. I don't know if he's here now. A lot of old people that I haven't seen in a long time got gifted. Well, of course, I mean, I don't got that many people with 100 gifted. We don't have 100 people in the chat, so they go out randomly. I hope these people come tomorrow and say, "Wow, let's go check it out. It's great." Yeah, we're really. I promise you, it might be like the baseball show. I said it was going to start. I was going to start like at the end of July. We're close, but it's going to be delayed a little bit because we're going to do this right. The one thing that I know we're all on the same page is we want to be organized. We want to be more planned. I've got to learn how to do. You know how you do a show and you have a format. I'm pissed off, Reverend Billy. What happened, Reverend Billy? What happened, Billy? I'm pissed off. Well, I can't read. I got to wait till the chat moves up. I don't know if you can see it. Wait. Here, let's start here. Joey, those SJ tapes are messed up. Why would Shuley play them after Robert Myers' father died? You think he really needs this? Wait a second, I'm lost here. Reverend Billy says, Joey, those SJ tapes. Now, I haven't even heard them. I don't. I go in there once in a while. I've been so busy. I'll catch Shuley, but I have not heard any of these. Tapes. I know Bob. I think Bob was playing some of them. I don't know if it was that a lawyer stuff. I don't know. But I don't know exactly what you're talking about. I know I heard there was tapes on there. Let me read this. Give me a moment, people. Reverend Billy. Well, first of all, Reverend Billy is a friend. He's a member, and he's reaching out. He's upset. So let's focus on Reverend Billy for a minute and give him our attention. Reverend Billy, Joey, those SJ tapes are messed up. Why would Shuley play them after Robert Myers' father's died? You think he really needs this? I am so disgusted by TSA. Why would they play those? Okay, first of all, who is Robert Myers' father? And is that someone that John's upset about? I don't know who Robert Myers is. Okay, I'm following you, but I'm lost. You said after Robert Myers' father's death. I don't know who Robert Myers is, and I don't know his father. You think they really need that he really are you meaning that Robert Myers don't need this, is what you're saying? Because I don't know who Robert Myers is. I'm lost here. You have to fill me in. I'm sorry. I'm not joking here. I don't know who Robert Myers is. If you can enlighten me, I really don't know. I think if it was done maliciously, I know Shuli pretty good. He's not a malicious guy. I mean, Shuli pretty much slammed John. I don't really know. He's been busy. We'll text. Lately, it's just been a quick text. Hello, what's up, brother? But we used to talk a lot more. But they're just so wound up with all this. John was talking about Robert Myers to Kate Meany in a private conversation. Okay, so this Robert Myers is a friend of Kate Meany's and John's, and it was private. And the Kate, well, now who actually? He just a nice. Okay, he's just a nice person guy. Okay, like I said, I never, I don't think I've met his acquaintance. In all, I feel for you, Billy. I understand that it could upset you. I mean, John has upset all of us in many ways. He's touched us in the wrong way, most of us. Shuli is not a malicious guy. I will stick up till tooth and nail about that. And he's just not about content. Shuli had a motive for as cruel as John was to him back in the day and tried to get him fired. And Shuli had all good. Same with Carl. Uh, they got so good at goofing on John. But John laid all the bad stuff that is why everything's messed up. I want to stand by that. Shuli didn't do this maliciously. He's a good guy. He really is. I know most of you guys know Shuli and love Shuli and are big fans of theirs. Now, who, first and foremost, these are tapes that Kate Meany illegally taped of, I'm assuming, of conversations with her and John, correct? I'm sure it was not done, but with consent. Second of all, she had to initiate to give these tapes to somebody. They didn't make the tapes. Now, the purpose of getting the tapes was to destroy John. And if another person got hurt by this, I agree that's not cool. But I'm going to stand by Shuli as a friend, as a guy that's been very kind to me, and I respect everything you're saying, Billy. And I think you're right. If it was done, I don't believe it was. I think that there's so much has happened last 2 weeks that everybody is a little bit off. I think everybody's a little excited. I think they're watching John come unravel fast. I swear to you, I went on in his chat for a little bit and watched him and just looked at his face for about 6 minutes. John's dying. There's no doubt in my mind something's wrong with him. He's not healthy. And I think John knows he might be dying. He might be, whether it's a pancreatitis or cirrhosis of the liver or something. John don't look well. And I don't think John's got much time. And he keeps doing this level stuff. And why would he even open this can of worms to quit a lawyer when he knows he's dead to right? But bonus people get affected from these tapes are innocent people. Yes. Yeah. Unfortunately, I agree. When you go to those extremes to really trash somebody and really show what a piece of garbage he is, and when you start playing with stuff like this is why I haven't put anything deep conversations I got taped that John on my voicemail or things he left or texts between us. I could have destroyed him. I know. Here's one thing I could say. A lot of people who dislike John. I'm very angry with John. I don't hate him. I could never be his friend. I would never want to be associated with him again. But I do know this. I've been around him enough to look in his eyes and know he really hurts. He really is bothered and deeply scarred by the way people really. He plays it off, but I think he's really hurt badly the way that he wants people to be fans, real fans. And I think a lot of people has hit home with him. He's got too much pride to break down and let you know that. But I see it in him. I don't know if a lot of you do. John he might be heartless, but he's scarred by this. It really deeply bothered him. And that's why I think he pumps himself up at home with his mom because he's on top of the world. His mom really found out what people think of him, what they do to him. You think she really would like that? You think she would be so nice? Maybe she would because she spoiled him for his whole life. Obviously, that's her baby. So, but I agree. When innocent people get hurt on stuff like this, it's always a very delicate situation. And I put up very minimal stuff. I played one of the good ones that John. I'm just not here to do that to anybody. I could destroy him. I got enough dirt on him. I know a lot of things about him. I'm not in that way. I don't fight like that. I rather just, you're gonna ring my doorbell and you wanna take a swing at me. If you hit me and you knock me out, that's good. You got me. But if you miss and I swing back and knock you out, don't have no hard feelings. I'll pick you up, shake hands, and you go about your way. So that's the way I feel is the best way to if someone really wants to fight you. I don't believe in uh, to do anything where other people get involved with her. But I don't think it was done maliciously. She gave the tapes up. She's the one that taped them. I don't know her. I'm not saying nothing bad about her. I would never talk about a young girl. I got a daughter, a couple daughters. That one's 40 and one's going to be 30. I got a grandson that's like 19, and I got granddaughters that are. So I'm not saying anything bad about the young girl. Um, I think that they initiated it, and Shuli wants to. I think Shuli's about ready to wrap this up and just bury John and get rid of it. I don't think anybody at this point will miss John anymore. At this point, do you guys really believe that you would miss him? I don't think one person could say if he goes, it's done and over with. The Dabble versus Survive. There's a lot of good stuff here, but Gunzo's right. I don't want to talk no more. Let's keep rolling here. So I've been on for 2 hours and 15 minutes. We've had a remarkable night. Billy, I hope I could. But you need to talk, Billy, or you need my email. You want to write CatalanoJoseph62 at Gmail. I'm always here for you, buddy. Just try not to let your personal feelings get involved too much, and just kind of hold back a little bit, and just be sad for the people that are the innocent people that get hurt. And I'm sure, I promise you, I could promise you this. Shuli would never want to hurt anybody innocent. The guy won't even read any super chats that come in bad about John's kids. He won't even read their names. I mean, he's a gentleman. So I think that a lot of people are just all in a little deep right now. John told Kate, Reverend Billy said, John told Kate his kids had his kid has mental and physical damage now. Shuli's playing the tape. John said this about this kid. Here's one thing I could say. Shuli is pretty straightforward. John's lied enough to everybody that you really got to take everything John says with a grain of salt. That's all I'm saying. John is not a nice guy, and he doesn't speak the truth at all. He lies repeatedly. I used to get disgusted when I'm on a train with him, and I know he's blatantly lying, and he don't care. I mean, John really basically told me private conversation. He can't stand none of you guys. The minute you stop sending him money, he's going to flip you guys off and be gone. That's how his mentality is. That's not right. I don't agree with that. Yeah, okay, John. You just everybody's in this. We're monetized. People are at wars. You're building content. You're the most hated guy. You're the most talked about guy. People are doing shows, but don't go around and think that I'm the Duke, and as soon as I leave, everybody crumbles. That's ridiculous, insane. The network, surely network is broke already. It's impossible. MLC, he's got a real resume, but I still make the most money. You don't, John. You don't. So, I hope I like I said, I helped a little bit with you tonight. I appreciate you sharing that with me, Billy. I won't miss him, but Julie is yeah. I mean, I see where you feel that, but just take this one thing into consideration. I know it wasn't done maliciously. He's not that type of person. Now, whether it was done and he did it and he didn't do it maliciously, but he had to play it. I mean, it's catch-22. We'll see how it pans out. Keep me informed. Like I said, I used to watch it avidly. I don't even know what the BS show was on tomorrow. I was going to do my show tomorrow at the BS, and Kahuna says, no, we stay consistent. We're not bouncing. I go, but we're not going to probably have nobody. He says, doesn't matter. He's right. So I'm going to go against the Shuli Network tomorrow. Not going to go against them. I'm no challenge for them. But you can't miss somebody nobody likes. That's true, Gunzo. Very true. All right, people. Let's give a big round of applause to each and every one of you. First and foremost, for sitting here. I hope I made sense on things. Reverend Billy says it's not going to affect John, but Robert Myers and Knight Melendez, they didn't need to go. Yes, I agree. Nobody that should have been pulled in this direction deserves to go through that. My thoughts are with you. I agree. But it's just not one person's fault here. It started with the person that's taped it, the person that said, "Here you go." So you got to put a lot of blame there too. It's all messed up. This whole thing is getting out of control. And I know the TSN guys are pretty good. I think they're just about at the end. I think it's I wouldn't be surprised when Summers Over Uncle Rico is put away as one of the best shows. And I mean, he said even if John was here, he'd go 4 or 5 years with content on John, and he might do that, or he might take a good show, a phenom show that was a hit, and go out on top like it's going into the Hall of Fame. Crank up the BS show, which is a great show back in the mornings, and start a new night. Bob Levy seems to be doing things now that he's got going on with Levyverse, and maybe it's like a baseball player that retires who was a superstar. Go out as a superstar. Don't try to hang in for the last year and a half, and then you get you get offered a AAA contract with a major league invite to see if you can make the team. That's embarrassing. Yeah, we would never do that. And if I ever start blabbering things that on somebody, and or like that's why I chose not to do stuff on Jack. I don't want to hurt nobody. John's just not a nice guy, but if I ever do something that makes you guys deeply, don't stop me in my track. You have my permission. Put me in my place. I won't be angry. I won't ban you. I'll listen. We all make mistakes, but I mean that. If you ever see me getting to the point like John or acting something, I try to be as humble as I can. And I'll try to always be right by people. I have doxed people, not purposely. I accidentally doxed my wife, DG, Stutter and John, and I think High Pitch Eric all in one day. I had a phone line call in, and I put up the page for Google Voice, and all the numbers were showing. That was the first time. I doxed John actually twice by accident. Oh my god! Yeah. I mean, I did it yesterday. Cody goes, "Put that paper down." He got the phone, and luckily it was the Lunatic Lounge's show number and not Chris's number. I just don't. Sometimes I get talking. I get all over the place. I'm happy. I'm rushing, and I make mistakes. I take the $20, Joe, and let's see, what does it say? Numero uno, Josh Steadyfit. I'll take the 20 you owe in pay or trade. Who owes you 20? I don't owe you 20. Who are you? I don't know nobody. I don't borrow money from anybody in this Dabbleverse. I'm going to affect it. Numero uno, Josh Steadyfit, saying I'll take the 20 you owe in pay or trade. I don't owe you anything. Is it a joke? Am I missing something? Night, Joey. Night, Deadpool. All right, guys, I got to go. I want, go over to Bored to Death with Jason Bardo and friends over there. Scott Fitzpatrick, Bobby Nix, probably Wendy's over there. Hackride might be over there. Who knows? Hackride, support Hackride Studios. Don't forget, tomorrow, 9 o'clock, morning show with CC Joe and Gunanui. 7:30, Kai Procaccio and friends. Kai is streaming still on Catalano TV. Go over to his channel, subscribe, and let's get him 500 members. Come on, we could do this. Kai's a great guy. He's done a lot of content. He works hard. Him and Mrs. Honeybee are great people. They have my blessings. They can stay here as long as they want. They can wait till if it takes a year to get my, I don't care. I didn't want him to leave in the first place, but eventually I'm going to lose him permanently because he's going to, if he gets monetized, he's going to get on his own and start doing his own things. But we'll always be like sisters and brothers, and we'll help each other. All right, go support Jason Bardo X. Go support them in the morning for their morning show. Kai, my morning show, Jason Bardo, and Big Lou to God. And Kenneth Pogue claims he's the third seed. So the return of Kenneth Pogue, who doesn't look too bad this round, but he's still drinking heavily. And Jake trashed him tonight and got rid of him. So we had fun with that. I thank you again. Clap for everybody in the chat room. Dunzo, I'll be talking to you tomorrow. Reverend Billy, I hope you feel better. Miss Kitty, meow, meow, meow. Nice kitty, kitty, kitty. Nice kitty, kitty, kitty. I'm rubbing the kitty. To my man, Mister. Everybody knows him as a wild and crazy kind of guy. He comes out of nowhere. He's strong, but with a lot of love. He had some health issues for a while, and we missed him. He's a hardworking man, a caring father, a caring friend. But the day he came in and showed love to Mrs. C and I, and just continues to be a friend, Mr. Deadful, I thank you from the bottom of my heart with Miss Kitty, even David Chandler, and everybody in the chat room. And I thank you for believing in me and giving me a shot, all you guys. And I know a lot of people like me to be ranting and rage, and they like the wild Joey C. And I'll have those. We'll fun. I can still do that. Thank you, Reverend Billy. I really am a good guy, and I'm a guy that just has no lion in me. I don't. I get excited with my stories to share my stories. Like I was sharing them on the morning show about my car salesman days, and when I back in the days in the '90s, how I was off the chain, and I got so much up here, and it's all stuff I lived. I mean, there's just no reason for me to tell anything. I've been very forthcoming about everything about me. So I love you guys, and I thank you for the chance. Reverend Billy, 4.99. No, thank you, Reverend Billy. Everybody, you have a wonderful night. Please go over, at least check into Board the Devil, Jason Bardo. Just tell him Joey C sent us. Don't matter if you stay 5 minutes. If you could do me that favor, just pop over there, pop in this chat room, hit the like and subscribe button on the way out. Don't forget, if you come back tomorrow, put on the gift. Kai and Friends 7:30, us at 9. Friday is I don't think there'll be Alpha Shop. There might be, she might have a special thing going. I'm gonna do a member stream Saturday, or at least a members chat only, a private thing, however. I'm just learning all that. We're gonna do that for you guys and do something. Maybe we'll go to Rumble so we can watch a movie. How about that? Maybe we'll go do. How about we go to Rumble where we can watch a movie? Well, movie night Saturday night. Sound like a plan? You bring the popcorn. I'll bring the movie. You bring your fancy seats and sit down and Rumble, and we'll just watch a movie. Give me some movie ideas. Send them to me. Email Catalano Joseph with some of your favorite movies. And we'll pick the top 4 and we'll vote on it. And we'll do it Saturday. I think that's a good idea. Thank you for everything. 100 gifted memberships tonight. We're well over 400. I love you guys. I can't wait to see the future. You guys have a great night. Now I got to figure out how to get on live here. End stream right here. Bye-bye. Thank you. Have a great night. We love you. Uh-oh, I'm not back. I lied. Here we go.